Good morning, it's 8:31 a.m. and we are here for consent agenda review.
Well, my computer still is not working.
Like it doesn't turn on or it doesn't
Yep.
display on your monitor?
Both.
Oh.
It's like the on and off just flashes. I don't know if it's a bad battery. So no point in turning on my computer. Do you have the file? I'll just look at that.
I know you guys saw it, but we wanted to remind you about the email from Dell regarding the commercial lease that's on commission.
What am I trying to look up?
Are you looking up the zapping thing or Dell
No,
thing?
I'm trying to remember how to flip my screens because they're,
Settings?
it's like monitor, display link. There we go. Back in business.
You might want to call TS about your.
I put a work order in. So it will happen when it happens. That's not a priority. Well, in my world, it feels like it is, but I'm sure in the scheme of things, it's not. Thank you, Caitlin.
Question for the work session, whenever
Yeah, what's that?
you're ready. Is the task force only supposed to be reviewing the document recording fee totals and voting on that? Or are they also supposed to be doing the CHG grant? Carrie cannot find any records of them.
We were only doing the document, right?
That was what
I think
it
that's
was
what's,
before.
yeah.
But then yesterday, at the grants admin update, you guys had talked about having the task force review the CHG grant.
No, apparently, yes, I did ask if they did that. I'm not, usually it's just the filing piece that they do. So the CHG, Carrie should get it together kind of with the budget, and then she will present it to the commissioners for final. Well, I mean, that's what they've done in the past, so I don't know if that's still the plan.
I will let her know.
Had you seen the emails about the debt account that was opened up?
No?
The sheriff's office opened up like their own credit card at a bank.
Uh-oh. When did those go out?
I don't know, I think it was like a couple weeks ago. They didn't know who opened it, but the bank like was checked with the county trying to confirm stuff before they did something. Very weird.
Can they open up an account?
Well, they did, but
Are they supposed to, or isn't that
I
it?
wouldn't think they were supposed to.
Counting. Did Mandy send it? Mandy sent something. Let me.
She emailed me. She might have put you on there. It's very weird.
That's something about a new account. But that's not ringing a bell. Somebody opened a new account.
I'll forward you the. No. weird. I thought it was real weird, but.
I did get this, okay. So what funds are they tying to this account?
I don't know. A lot of these offices have like this idea that they're separate from the county. Doesn't make any sense.
Um, I believe we have a county policy on that.
Well, I sent it to Blair, and he basically said if there's not a strong policy, there will be now.
We should have a policy on that, so. Give me a moment if I actually screw through my cell phone here.
Keep going through this stuff. I'm gonna designate myself to serve on the canvassing board.
Aren't you the chair
Yeah,
for the,
but wouldn't you guys do that?
You guys all vote, I think in the past, the chair has abstained. But that is something that is normally on consent.
Okay, I just didn't remember it being like where you signed for yourself. I thought that we did it differently.
you just put it on and chair, as long as you're not on ballot, it's you. Or unless you're gonna be gone.
You have in the policy 512.5 electronic payments, 512.5.2 credit card program.
Mhm.
For issuance, distribution, and limitations, credit cards will be issued in the name of the department, be determined by the accounting department, credit limits set by the Board of County Commissioners. So it says in there that accounting and the BOCC are the ones that set the credit limits, and the number of allowed department credit cards will be determined by the accounting department.
All right, well, we probably need to visit with the sheriff's office about that.
All the rest of it is also like once you have the card.
Yeah, I don't know if it was, when did we meet with the sheriff?
Next week. Next Tuesday.
Okay, well, let's put that on his, can you make a little note,
Yes.
agenda that will be. Yeah, usually there's a request, I believe, to open up bank accounts, and so we need to probably get that one closed and cleaned up.
You could just,
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out on the debit card, because there's no accountability on, for a debit card there. Kind of outside the scope of the government tracking system. Thank you, Caitlin, for making a note. Tracking that down.
CVS, what do you see?
I already saw it. For Thursday?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's on the calendar. You want to take it off the.
I think I'll be here, I just don't know.
That is the same day as the homeless housing plan meeting with Renew. But if you're at that, like I said, I feel it'll be okay if you're not able to make it to that.
Okay, so Dell, we just approved. It doesn't sound like there's another backup plan. Do we have to do 10 years? Can we shorten it?
Oh. What do you sell a 20-pound cherry box for?
20-pound cherry box. Box goes for $20.
If somebody bought them for 10, that's a good deal.
Where you see where you have a cherry sale at.
Oh, this, reimbursement for those like food bank. I didn't really, I mean, if it's going to be Grant County funds, I'd rather them buy everything from people in Grant County, not Othello. They bought 350 20-pound boxes, 3,500.
Yeah, it's probably some seconds, but oh, Caitlin, the Quincy Valley Regional Parks meeting, it was canceled for Tuesday. It's actually Thursday.
Is that at the same time?
Did Kevin have any more info on the lease?
You know, that's a really good question. Let me track down that message. Usually we get a link. It's at 4:00. July 17th.
Oh, July 17th.
Sorry, yes, it's the 17th. I'm a week off. Okay, good deal, because it was,
I have moved that on the calendar.
but yeah, 4:00, and then they want 6:00. Okay, I'm a week off. Okay. Thought it was this week. I'm like, ugh. So, July 16th, the park meeting, and that's basically the Quincy city meeting, and then with the city council. And on the 17th at 4:00, it's a park district meeting.
I'm sorry, what time was the one on the 16th? I guess if you don't mind just forwarding that email.
I haven't got, it was a voicemail.
Oh, okay.
So on the 16th, it's 5:00, and the 17th, it's 4:00. Usually they will send a calendar invite, but I have not received it yet.
One on the 16th is just the city of Quincy.
No, I think it's the chamber meeting, is kind of what it sounded like on the, or not the chamber. The city council. Pat will be providing an update to city council and just wanted to, if you wanted to attend.
Okay.
Both on there.
Got that one on the calendar now too.
Anything else?
Nope.
We will go into recess till 9 a.m. We are back with Public Works. Good morning. It is 9 a.m. and we are here for a Public Works update with Andy Booth and John Frisky. Thank you, sir.
A little different, because Shadow's not here, so I had to make them myself, so they're not nearly as nice.
Sweet.
So we're gonna start with our accomplishments.
Last week's accomplishments, short week with the holiday, but lots of grading, able to get grading in all areas done, some rock raking as well in districts 1 and 2. District 3 did some gravel replacement, some shoulder maintenance on G Southwest, pavement and patching in District 2 for the seal coat area for next year. I believe that's probably Potato Hill. They're probably getting it ready for seal coat. Our seal coating did a total of 10.87 miles of seal coat last week. The traffic department sign shop did 35 signs last week and 23 pavement markings, crosswalks, railroad crossings, that type of thing. Bridges, did some repairs, smoothed some surfaces on 23 Northwest on I think that's a box culvert bridge. Bridge cleaning on Sagebrush Flats in 20 and checking sidewalks for damage and heaving. Solid waste, 2,200 tons received last week. And then our litter control folks out did 60 hours and mostly worked south of Ephrata off of Dawson Road area. And then I believe Andy handed you some accomplishments for what they've done April to June with that litter crew.
Yeah. We've been a tad bit busy.
Yeah.
This is a report that Joan has to do with ecology for the grant. So April to June, the total weight was 30,400 pounds. You can see it's all broke down by month, by area. It's great they picked up 15 tons of litter, but it's also sad that we have that much on our road and more. So she showed me this to send to ecology, and I asked for a couple of copies to bring and show you guys. So we don't accomplish it?
That's it. Any questions on the accomplishments?
Nope. Just looking over the garbage detail here.
I'd like to request an executive session for job applicant and evaluation.
How long?
5 minutes.
We are going to go into executive session for job applicant / evaluation RCW 42.30.1101G from 9:04 until 9:09. It is 9:09. We're out of executive session.
Well, good luck. If there's something we can do to help.
All right, thank you.
Anything else from Andy?
No, thanks, Cora.
Thank you.
So after you've had a chance to review this litter crew summary, if you have any questions, let me know.
No, it's gonna
But
be
it was, I thought it was pretty interesting. And that's sent quarterly to the Department of Ecology. We're still working off the
That
grant,
is a lot of roadside trash.
yes. And 88.9 miles and 80 illegal dumps. So there's a lot more to get. Now, they did hit some of the worst areas, they cleaned up around that transfer station in Moses Lake. I actually think they've done that twice. the illegal dumps, they haven't been dealt with adequately in years. So it will get better, but that is a lot of trash on our roadsides.
Mhm.
So next up, you want to do West Shore?
Sure. So currently on West Shore, they are working on the drainage systems behind the sidewalks, digging those out, installing the ballast rock and maintenance rock. I believe striping is set up for next week on the pavement, so that should be getting done. I think they said they were about 80% through on the drain rock scenario. Mailboxes, I'm not sure what's going on there. I think stuff is back ordered possibly on the post, but that still has to be done. That's all I have. Any questions?
Summer's done.
We all will be.
Next item we had was a Westover and Patton. It's actually a crosswalk. They requested a crosswalk. They put in a Dollar General.
Yeah, Dollar General or something along those lines out there on Patton.
And that intersection, Patton, is 4 lanes and a turn lane, and there's nothing there now.
And apparently all of the kids from the schools are going to the dollar store now and crossing there with no crosswalk, no lights, anything. In fact, I think the manager of the store actually called to ask about it because of the amount of people crossing there. Unfortunately, the city allowed that to go in without coming to us and saying, hey, you have anything to put in on this? And we could have had the store, that could have been part of their permit, is to have that done, but they didn't. And so here we are now with that issue. We did get a quote for the flashing lights like what are out here around the courthouse campus of about $12,000. And then with manpower, about a week to install and put in the crosswalk, the tape, probably another close to $9,000. So roughly $21,000 to put in this crosswalk with lights at this location.
As the city obviously is on one side and the county on the other. Would they be willing to help, partner?
I
No,
don't
because
know.
it's
We
on the road.
haven't spoke to them about it yet, but Rod talked about maybe reaching out to them and seeing if they would. Wish it had come to us in the first place before the building of it and
Yeah.
let the store
I
pay
think
for
we
it.
should reach out and see if they would like to share the load on that since.
Yeah, part of it's on their side.
One good thing, it already has ramps at each corner of that intersection in the sidewalk, so we're fortunate that that's already there.
Yeah, all the ADAs there.
Yeah. So it was a little bit of good news.
Yeah, we probably should do something. Yeah, I'd reach out to the city and see if they'd be willing to help, but.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's an accident just waiting to happen.
It is.
Especially 5 lanes. We're lucky it's 35 miles an hour. It's a long stretch. We wanted to give you an update on the amphitheater reader boards that were part of that gorge area. So we have the reader boards. When they were purchased, it included nothing about installation. They didn't even send the poles, there's nothing. So Rod Follett has been doing a little digging, and the initial quote that we have is just a company that works with the people that make the reader boards, $156,000 to install them.
Oh, gosh.
We have, how much was left in that REIT?
In the REIT, we had originally 230,000 left. We spent 173 purchasing the signs. So that left 50,488. And with this quote, for the 156,796 to install, it's 106,308 short.
We've discussed having our crews try to do it, but we need an engineer. They need to consider wind load because they're quite large.
They go over the top.
No, these are all roadside ones, and they're probably what, 3x4, the board itself,
Yeah,
each one of them. And the sheriffs will be able to change them on an app.
Oh, okay.
And there's 10 of them maybe,
maybe,
but
yeah, I think that's right. I think there
So-
was 10.
That would be SIP. In front of the SIP, we could use our 133 account.
Yes, there were 10.
Is this a capital? 133, 113.
The other option is going out to bid for it and having, because it does that, none of this includes having an engineer, you know. These guys are just giving us a bid to do it, but none of it, from what we can see, is being engineered, so. They're talking about using a 8 inch by 18 foot, schedule 40 gauge galvanized posts. We don't know that that's gonna handle the wind load up there. You've got roughly a 3x4 solar panel on top that's gonna catch a lot of wind. The computerized parts of it and the battery parts of it, we don't know what those weigh.
Who gave you the bid for the installation? Was it the reader board company or a different?
It's a different company that, I'm not sure how Rod found them,
Okay.
if it came from the company that sold us the boards. They don't do the install.
Okay,
and they're unwilling to give Rod any information, which I get. They don't they don't know the exact area that it's going in, or
They don't know the ground or whether it's rock, they don't know how much wind is up there or not.
so you feel that they need to be engineered as well?
Yeah.
What do you anticipate the engineer cost to be on that? 10,000?
potentially.
That's something that
So you need
Spokane can do.
about 120,000. Does the
Roughly.
106 include tax? Is there tax on top of that, or is that the 156?
Yeah, the 156 has a tax and
Okay.
everything, so that's all included.
Okay. So if you do 120. The funding came through, some of that road project was
LTAC.
LTAC.
LTAC REIT.
All of the money
I think 133 would make sense.
is it was all REIT funds for that project, and we spent the 775,000, almost 776 on the paving and widening, and that left 224. So that's what we're going off of.
And we had signs on our capital, the road widening and the signage, that was on our capital and facilities plan. Okay, I think we're good with using account number 133. So if you want to send a letter to the commissioners asking for basically 120,000 to finish the project.
Do you guys mind pulling up from the ending fund balance? Or do you want it from? Are you wanting to transfer for some, like, some professional service? The ending fund balance, you have plenty in there.
For 133,
Yes.
it will probably have to have its own. Budget extension.
You want to do like an extension for professional services?
What's in under that one?
Oh, right now you have The remaining amount is 29,000.
Yeah, no, I think we'll have to do a budget extension. We don't have enough in there, so it'll have to be a budget extension.
So that's the line.
And we should put I would just say put a project under it and not try to take it under. We'll do a budget extension and call it the Georgia Amphitheater Reader Board, so we have it in there. We can work with Mandy on that. But send us a letter. We will do that back end of it and figure out what account. Rob, are you okay with that?
Yep.
Anything else on that? Any questions?
No, I'm just trying to think of, where to find money, how to swing that one.
Yeah.
But I think it's an important,
No, that needs to finish. We probably need to
Founded.
expand on it still.
Well, and the other side is if we could go out to bid for the install with engineering included, it could be less than the 156. I mean, the boards themselves cost 173 and the installation's gonna be 156. So I don't know that it would be, it could be. I mean,
well, maybe, yeah, for that amount.
that's another option if you'd rather go that way, where we go out to bid for it to be engineered and installed and see what that comes back at. But then again, the other side of it could come back at 200,000. I don't know.
I think that company, I think Rod was asking the company that we bought them from, and they put them in touch with these guys. So I think they work with is it Wando, or it's the company that makes the reader boards.
Well, we
Walk
probably, for
over.
that amount, we probably have to open it up though, or you have to get 3 estimates. You have to do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
You know what you're supposed to do. I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure what you have to do, but
Well, I mean, if you're supportive of us requesting additional funds, I think we'll go to bid and we'll include that they have to do the whole thing, the engineering, everything.
okay.
And then we'll have a price.
Yeah.
So if you're supportive of that, then we'll know exactly how much we need.
So we could go up to 150. That should be more than enough. Okay, so go up to 150, so we're covered. We don't have to do another extension, and then we'll work with Mandy on. But I'm sure we'll have to advertise for the extension.
And so you want us to make that request prior to going to bid?
Yeah, because it'll take
Okay.
us a couple weeks. We have to advertise for 2 weeks, so yeah, I would just get us a letter sent so we can start working on our end, and then you can.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's gonna be more signs in the future likely out there too in there.
Well, it'll be a useful tool.
Oh, yeah, it's needed for the people that live out there.
Yeah. And the sheriffs, I know they're excited to get it, but we're just got partway there. So, okay, we'll get that sent to you. The last one was ER&R invoicing discussion. So questions on the ER&R?
Yes, it was from our office. So I guess back in September, the commissioners approved the rate changes for ER&R, and that got emailed out to the department heads, and Kirk was the one that went to those meetings and got all that information, and then it was not clearly relayed to our office. So we received from Public Works invoices for the 3 cars in the total amount of $33,590.73. We do not have that in our budget. So that,
We'll have to do a budget extension then.
yes, and so I had reached out to Shiloh asking a couple questions, since 2 of our cars are used by multiple departments, how the billing process would be handled, since Public Works usually bills those departments for the vehicle use. And Shiloh had responded saying that she was not able to get a definitive answer, and that since the vehicles were officially assigned to BOCC, they're ultimately responsible for the associated changes. And then another option would be to consider returning the vehicles, since our department does not use them very much other than the mailroom vehicle. And
So they would check them out through Public Works. It would no longer be
Yes.
through the.
yes, so Barb and Emily and I agreed that it might just be beneficial to have Public Works and the commissioners give us direction on how you want to move forward with that.
So what we've done with the other departments that have budgetary needs, they live off grants and whatever, they have to either pay the 10,300 at the first of the year, or we'll do it monthly. I think it's $858 and some change, because, right, they have to live off those grants and turn in stuff. But ultimately, we're renting them the car. We can't tell them how to do it on their end. All we can do is, this is what you guys approved, this is the amount. You have to figure out on your end how you're going to bill it or do whatever with it. Ultimately, that's not for us to
Okay, so
decide how they do it.
We do have more revenue in our account with the ARPA transfer that came through. So we just need to do a budget extension, and it might be easier just to,
Well, and the one-time payment is only for vehicles that get less than 10,000 miles a year. And that's all you get. That's fuel, that's everything. Anything over 10,000, then it's a per mile rate. We had cars less than 10,000 miles that we weren't getting enough revenue to pay the insurance. So
yeah.
it
No,
only
I
affects the
understand
ones
that, yeah.
that are under 10,000 miles. The other ones are still
Because
at a
you're new
mile
for the
rate.
mailroom, which I doubt that they get 10,000 miles on it,
All three of them are under 10,000. All three of our vehicles.
but we still use them. We use them not a lot, but they're in use.
So is the direction of the commissioners then the budget extension, continue paying for the three vehicles?
Or the question is, do the commissioners want us to bill these departments? Our office doesn't bill departments, or we're going to pay for the other departments that use the vehicles in our office. Do you want to pay for that?
So like if the auditor's office isn't the van, the Sprinter van, and, well, the Ford van, isn't that in our department? But the,
Yes.
We check it out.
so I always thought we took mileage, we could bill the other.
So Public Works would bill out like mileage usage, and then we would pay the remainder. So that is an option that Shiloh had said. She can continue billing out a portion of the usage attributable to other departments, which may help offset some of the department's costs, and then bill our office the remainder. And then, again, she said the other option was just to consider returning the vehicles.
So if the other departments do 6,000 a year or 6,000 miles at $1.03, you're gonna have a shortfall of roughly 4,000 that you're going to have to cover instead of the 10.3.
Okay, well, this is the first I've heard about it, so I'm sorry. We probably need to talk about it in our commissioners meeting as well, so.
Okay.
And then we'll have an answer for you.
Okay.
Rob, are you okay with that?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
And then just real quick, speaking of vehicles, Corner would like a vehicle. It was a Toyota Tundra, and he was told that he couldn't have it until 2026. Is there an opportunity to he's actually using his personal car to go places and meet up. Is there an opportunity to buy a Toyota Tundra? There are several around without going through the state contract.
I don't know how we would do that.
I'll talk with John.
Yeah,
About it,
like,
and see what we can do.
like just buy it from a dealer or something, you mean?
Well, we found out, yeah, Tom,
I'm sorry, yeah, we have done that in the past. That's where the the Chevy pickup we have was bought from a local dealer, used.
You
Is
just
it
get,
part of ER&R?
No.
So if you don't want to be a part of ER&R, go buy whatever you guys wanted to buy.
okay,
But if it's part of ER&R, we gotta follow those rules, and so we'll have to talk with John.
okay.
But yeah, if we're 101 is the only one required to be part of ER&R. Solid waste, any other department is not required. You guys do whatever you'd like to do that way.
Well, if John could work with Craig, because Craig said he would like to wait, because something about the height
Yeah.
and the gurney getting it in. But when he's driving his personal vehicle to go meet up, I just feel like we need to be doing something.
in Toyotas, they do not put many vehicles out for like to be purchased off of Sourcewell or DES. they don't do it.
So
very
we could
often.
do it, just not, it would not be on ER&R, it would just be an outright purchase.
You can
Have
go that way.
John, yeah,
Yeah, he can reach out to Craig though.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that, so we can at least get going on it, so whatever we need to do.
That's all we had.
Okay. Well, there's more to come. We'll figure out our vehicle situation.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Thanks for heading to the fairgrounds yesterday. Sorry I got pulled away.
All right, it is 9:30 a.m. and we will roll into facilities and maintenance update.
Cool. All
They
right.
might actually be doing something out
I
there.
think they're gonna start today.
Yeah, that's what Chris said. So
That's awesome.
And Tia, thank you for lowering my microphone. I don't know if you can hear me better, but
Probably. The big thing is, so what makes it hard is if you're looking down at your computer and you're talking to the.
okay, Tom, I still can't get it to work.
Oh,
Thank
I
you.
did put a,
and I completely forgot to talk to.
no, I did put a work order in for that yesterday morning.
So I've been
I cannot use my
working on
computer to
a
work.
letter and I have not been able to talk to you about it yet, but it has to do with that stuff with this guy. And that email from Michelle didn't go to the Secretary of State, it just went to you. That reply was just to you.
Oh, okay.
And I can't let this go. I can't let this go. So, are we ready to go?
Yep, here now.
All right, so I was made aware of an exchange, and I know Joe's gonna talk about it a little bit, and I'll let him. I don't wanna take away from it, but I can't let it go, and I think I have to respond to this email from the Secretary of State's office. The Secretary of State's office has recognized Grant County is doing great work and setting a strong example for other counties to follow when it comes to cybersecurity. But it's really, there's some irony here, and so I haven't, well, I can either read it out loud now or I can just send it to you.
Is this it?
No, it's something I've been working on this morning, but
That's the email that we received from
Okay.
Secretary of State.
yeah, so they can speak as nicely as they want, and they're asking us to share our topology. They're asking us to share our network architecture with them so that they can tell other counties how to do something that they want everybody to do, but they will not allow us to access grants because we're bad people. So I'll send you a copy of this letter, but I can't not respond to the Secretary of State's office, who's asking us to tell them how we're doing what we're doing, but won't let us have grant money to pay for what we're doing. But they'll give it to anybody else as long as you're just doing as you're told. It's a ridiculous circumstance. And I just take issue with
Follow
it.
the money.
It has nothing to do with money, that's the thing. It's
The-
just
the
punitive on the
grant,
Secretary of
the
State's.
grant, yes.
Yeah, well, the money is a federal grant. The state has imposed its own rules. The federal grant does not impose these rules. This is purely done by the Secretary of State. And it's totally punitive.
Well, we feel that with growth management, if we want to make a decision that would be better for our residents here in Grant County, that is opposition to the state, we have the opportunity of losing all of our grants that come through the state.
I just think it's ridiculous for them to, you guys are doing so awesome and you're setting the example.
But
By the way, you can't have any money. We'll give it to everybody else who doesn't know what they're doing, but thank you, Joe and the IT team, for being ahead of the game and being good critical thinkers and being creative.
And did you not share all that once when you were trying to prove that you were doing it the right way?
We did.
So they have it.
Not on paper.
No, but in the meeting, we did explain it and they dismissed it with prejudice. They did in that meeting. So,
I will say the individual that we interfaced with that wrote this email was here in person and not part of the earlier crowd. So
and I make sure in my letter that he knows I am not criticizing him in any way. So
he was a really solid guy.
he was and is. He
Yes.
just needs to know who he's working for. Anyway, so with that, I will let you take over. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right, I guess we're going first today. All right.
Yeah.
So I've handed you that email I received from the state, and then also in that is the diagram that I did for them, and it's very, very basic. It doesn't reveal any of our interiors security stuff, just like firewall here, firewall there.
It's just a principle.
Yeah, just a kind of a basic rundown, and so that's what I sent them. Hopefully that works. I'm just trying to, if there's something that we're doing here right that they recognize that can help other people, then great. That makes me feel good that I can share that. So, so there's that. Fairgrounds, got like a list of things because the fairgrounds. We're having difficulties with the cameras staying connected to the Ubiquity NVRs that we put up at North. Don't know why. I can get directly into the cameras. They stay online. I can ping them. They're online. I don't know why they're not talking to the NVR, but they keep in blocks. Like they'll go off and then other ones will come on and then they'll go off. Different ones will come on.
Working well, is this new?
Yeah, this is in the last 2 weeks.
Huh.
I don't know what's going on. So, we are going to take and repurpose the old fairgrounds Exact Vision server.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it out to the fairgrounds and we're gonna put Blue Iris on it. And it's gonna run parallel to the Ubiquity NVRs until I can figure out what's going on with Ubiquity NVRs. The one in South is running fine. I don't know.
See if you can repeat the condition.
Right, so, we know that the Blue Iris is stable enough and it's a whole $35 a year, so it's as close to free as we can get.
Yeah.
I mean, all right, so, and that hardware's still good, so, Luke is on his way out there with that right now. We also received a request from the association to add a camera to the rodeo beer garden. Should not be a problem, we're gonna do that. The association is also in talks with the Cowboy Channel to televise the rodeo. We're working with the association to try and provide connectivity for the broadcast. They've asked for potentially a direct connection to the PUD fiber gateway. So I had Ricky check the distance this morning. It's like 100 to 150 feet, so it's not that big of a deal. We can pull them their own run, or we can run them through our equipment. Either way, I will accommodate them.
We got the lights for them.
Yeah, so we'll do what we can. And then Ricky received a request from Chris to put in a couple new cameras on the east side of the rodeo grounds, out east of the rough stock pens. There's a pole out there that has power, so he's getting the enclosure and the cameras and everything set up for that, and then Chris will come out and run power for it.
That was an ad we did to the barn project, that pole and that light, so.
Okay, and then we've been working on getting started on configuring the loudspeakers that were installed for addition to the paging system. And then last week we replaced the router in the pump vault that runs the Ardell fire suppression system. It had been offline, so we should probably get that going, because if there's a fire and then I'm going to be in trouble if someone gets hurt. So I didn't want that on me.
I wonder, I logged on to that like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, at some point in the last little bit here, it died. I don't know how quick it was that I caught it, but I caught that it was offline, and we put a max out there, or a light.
Cool.
It's working now and has been ever since we replaced that hardware. So that's up. Web stats, email Barracuda, we had 98,000 total emails, 12,000 were blocked quarantine. One of them was virus. It was also blocked. Web and Umbrella, we blocked 27,000 websites out of 47.4 million hits. 64 blocks were categorized as security related. Of those, most were sites linked to phishing and malware. Malware and phishing are down, and viruses are down. Shields, again, are holding. Vendor phishing attack is resolved, no breach. Waiting to hear from them about a possibility debrief, what went right, wrong. Email from them is back to being routed normally.
Cool.
So, and that's all I have. And Keith, I believe, has a few things for you as well.
Did you want to touch on yesterday's email from Tyler?
Oh, yeah. Well, apparently we were being bombarded on the Public Works VPN concentrator was getting its
Still is.
teeth kicked in. Oh, still is. Okay.
Ongoing attack from China.
Like a DNS.
Yeah, well, they're trying to do a denial of service attack on it.
Yeah, it's not working
Sorry,
because they suck and we're awesome.
I abbreviated it with a different IT term, so.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, but it's fine. We're watching it, they're watching it, so, I think they're attacking, SSH, which is a port that has to be open in order for the device to be controlled by Unify, so there's nothing we can do about that. And the password we have for that is nothing they're going to break. I'm not even remotely concerned. So.
All right. Let's see here. It's been a little while, so forgive me because I've been a little bit out of touch. But in the last 14 days, our help desk crew has taken 118 tickets, closed 70 of those, 48 remain open. Our top ticket producers are still HR, Renew, and I do not know who James Davis is. Public Works, okay. And then our top ticket closer is Seth again at just about 40%, followed by Evan and Jeremy. As far as IT projects are going, we've been working on replacing some of our current used applications that are pretty high cost. For instance, our team viewer costs pretty high, and that's being replaced by Rust Desk. You may have seen an email go out yesterday from Seth. We were just about ready to push that out and go live with it. And then many of our HR staff has completed the HR train, or many of our TS staff has completed the HR training that was pushed out. So that's a thing. And we are still working with Lenovo to resolve issues with a bad batch of laptops that we purchased. So,
That laptop will not turn on.
okay, and I'll take that with me when we go.
While Keith was talking, I remembered one thing. Last update talked about getting a set of laptops to the fairgrounds so that they could view cameras. That has been done. So they have those in their possession now, and Ricky sat down and got people hooked up for it. So there's one in the sheriff's booth, and there's one in the fair office for Jim. And so they have direct connectivity to those networks to view those. And when we set up Blue Iris, it will also have a web link for that one for North as well.
And as one final reminder, Keith, Evan, and I take off tomorrow morning to Philadelphia. So,
Well, safe travels.
yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Stay off the porch.
Yeah, so, well, now all of a sudden I'm getting notification from Delta that the weather might impact the flights into Philly. So the thunderstorms are getting worse, but, and that of course is a precursor to John and Joe going to the AI Roadshow later on this year, November in Utah. Yeah, so.
Something I
Beef up our,
can drive to, which I'm okay with.
beef up our AI policies.
Well, Utah, you can fly out of Tri-Cities, so it isn't too
No,
bad.
no flight.
I do fly.
Human, ground.
He is a no fly.
But I will, I'll blind copy you guys, or if you want to see this email before I send it to the Secretary of State's office, I can do that too, either way, but I can't let it go.
That's fine.
So even Michelle, when she emailed you back, called it out. So
I'm trying to pick my
it's gonna be
fights.
one of
So
times that her and I are facing the same direction.
when they say we do good, I just look back and smile. Yes, we are.
Anyway, so
and I isolated us 10 years ago.
I know.
I just want to remind everyone in this room that I did this 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So,
because it's kind of a no-brainer.
this cat was like, for me, it was like, oh, this is coming. That's my one little, yay, rabbit out of the hat.
Any questions for GCTS?
All right.
Let's see, facilities. Oh, you can, that's that. I had a note. It's not a letter. I had a note. Oh, well, the only I got for you, I'm gonna put in a work ticket. So that for sale sign is still up on Kittleson Road. And I was thinking about, instead of taking the sign down, getting something, a cheap sign from Signs Now says future home of Grant County Coroner's Office. Sticking it up there.
Okay, well, I'll talk to Purple Coyote. They do that
Or
too.
that Purple Coyote, yeah, whoever.
Yeah, they're usually a little
But I'll get that
cost
in.
effective.
some Halloween zombie.
At least, yeah.
And those zombies.
At least there's activity there and they know it's coming.
Yeah, and I can do that on the way home or something someday, so no big deal. All right, so other things we got going on, continuing with Wheeler Road parking lot. We're having discussions on that, on the best way to move forward with it, make sure that we have a long-lasting parking lot. Working with GeoPro and Eastside Asphalt. We've got kind of a plan forward. The only thing I'm really waiting on is something from Great Western Engineering as far as what we're gonna do for a drain swale on there. The cost that we've got preliminary is about $120,000 to remove the subgrade that was put on there, dig down another 4 to 8 inches, remove the bad soil that was pumping and causing the issues, and then putting in what they call geogrid underneath it to reinforce it, and then putting gravel back over the top. Cost that came back in, I had a conversation with the engineer that went out and did the evaluation of the parking lot where soft spots were. I think I'm gonna make a phone call and double check some of those costs and make sure it is, we're not getting raked over, so to say. And just make sure that we're getting the best deal we can for the county to make sure that we get a long lasting parking lot for the county. So we don't want something in 5 years that's crumbling apart. Our goal is to hopefully have a 20-year parking lot when we're done and don't have to worry about it. So we'll keep you posted as more information comes on that. So hopefully, I'm hoping by end of week, we can have a good solution and have all the players in place to get that done and then get it scheduled to complete the work. Yep. Same area, same building, Wheeler Road. So we're continuing on work requests that they have for YS up there. Most have been completed. The big one that stands out there is getting the exterior windows on, and I'm waiting for answers back from the engineering firm on that, on what we can do on it. So holiday weekends kind of slowed everything down on all projects, but we'll re-engage and see how they're doing on getting that done and getting us the information we need to move forward. Renew, we got the initial cost for architectural and engineering services from Integris. It'll be about $152,000. Setting up a meeting, it'll be next week with Dell being out of the office, review that scope, make sure everybody understands the scope and it is correct, because changes after that will be fairly expensive. So we'll hammer that out, make sure that everybody understands it, and we stick, we're getting what the team wants, and then we'll bring that information forward and present it to the commissioners as well.
Can we clarify, so this cost from Integris, this isn't under the RFQ we did for architectural engineering services. This was a separate project.
So Integris was part, so the submittal qualifications that we did, they are one of the A&E providers that we selected to be in our pool.
Yeah, but that was for a fee value less than a certain amount.
Correct.
Yeah, this is more than that. But,
Yeah.
but they had done an RFQ for Integris prior to us doing that, right? And that's what this is for.
No, we have not. So we'll have to go back and evaluate that.
We'll have to go back and evaluate that.
Okay. So good point. I heard some conversation about vehicles and ER&R. We are also looking at ER&R and the costs that it's imposing on our department. I think we're going to look out of getting out of ER&R and paying that directly. So we paid, we gotta go back and check our records, but I believe we paid off all our vehicles as we got them. So the Ford F-150 is a 2012, the van is a 2016, and the new truck, the 2023, I believe we paid for that out of pocket as well. So I think it makes sense for us to remove them from ER&R and just pay for the gas and maintenance as we go. The per mileage cost is pretty steep. I didn't bring the numbers with me, but Vanessa and I were looking at it, it was like, it's a lot.
We're thinking of doing the exact same.
Yeah, it's gotten really expensive, ER&R.
It's
It's one thing to pay for fuel there, but for everything else.
Yeah, I think you can, probably just pay for the tires and do everything à la carte and probably be less. I mean, some of those bills we were getting was like $6,000 for the year, right, for one vehicle. And if you look at that over 10 years, well, it was actually more than that. It was like 2 times the cost of the vehicle. So are you better off putting that money in your funds and holding it and then just going out and buying? It kind of seems that way.
I think they still had costs, yeah, the insurance and oil changes, so they just had to look at.
Yeah, so we just got to do a little more digging on that, make sure it does make sense. When you get the initial sticker shock, it's like, oof.
I know. We will be having that discussion in our office here shortly.
We are talking in conversations with Public Works. They have a 2015 Chevy Silverado for $9,000 that we can purchase to complete the
Public Works?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we would like to get that from them to complete what we need to put one up at the jail. So we have a vehicle up there. With the expansion and staff, sometimes you go out there to get a vehicle and they're gone. So, and that doesn't even include having one needed for up there, so.
But this is a good way to do it, and it's cheap,
Yeah.
and it's.
Affordable.
Yeah, it's got 140,000 miles on it. It's supposed to be, I can go up and look at it and we'll evaluate it, but obviously, I put a lot of faith in John Speece, what he gives us for information on those, and he says, it's a solid running truck. We don't have issues with it. And that one should not have a lot of use, so it should be good. Some other projects we got coming up, working on landscaping up at Youth Services here in town. There's a bunch of trees and stuff we took down. Public Works has a chipper, so we're going to borrow that from them and chip all those limbs up and clean that up. Continuing to work on the sign for the museum, making sure everything is in order with that. HRCS building, there's things going on there that we're still helping with, so we got locks and keys and things like that. Wherever they need us to help access control, we're pitching in there.
Update as of yesterday is they expect occupancy middle of August.
Mid-August.
And they're supposed to be
Okay.
calling for their occupancy inspection.
So then the only thing I know that, and I sent that to you, the access control contract, and that's probably with the PAO.
That's on consent today.
Okay, perfect. Public Works, we got the project down there to move the break room out into the shop and underneath the mezzanine. So we're getting some numbers from the architect on that and the engineering group. We got elevators are coming up. So a lot of our elevators are getting older. Renew has their elevators are getting there, and they discontinued parts for those, and the cost to replace, what do they got? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors. It was like $70,000.
The stops, the various stops.
Yep. And so we got to work through that and figure out the best plan for the county on how to ease through that transition. But we're getting feedback, even these other elevators, which are newer, they're starting to see some things go obsolete on those. And they're telling us to expect to see bids come across for them. Again, it's something we have to vet through, decide what's best for the county, and when we do those projects to update them.
We shouldn't be saying that on this elevator. It's 2016, 2017.
10 years old.
It's not very old.
To me and you, it's not old anymore, but. No, it's just things to be aware of that are coming down the road here, that there's going to be some costs coming. We're also starting looking at PMs and starting to develop those for the new jail. So there's going to be a lot of work happening up there where we're going to start diving in and figuring out how we're going to put all the assets in, how we separate the buildings out, rooms out, all that fun stuff. So Corey and I have started that conversation, and you'll kind of be on point on getting that information put in. Other fun things. Oh, the time clocks for Tyler. we had started putting them in and we got told not to put them in, so we're waiting on decisions on those, on what we are supposed to do. And then we're
Who told you
also,
not to put them all in? Who told you to stop putting them in?
I think it came out of accounting, didn't it?
so there was something with the bargaining units that there was pushback. And, well, I think it was HR too.
Well, between that and then going live, getting moved.
So, yeah, we had started and then, we're trying to pick away at them as we could and then got told, hold up, we don't even know if we're gonna use them, so. We got an accommodation, we're working with HR as well for lighting. And we'll work with them the best we can to get that resolved. And kind of the same thing Keith did. As of 4 o'clock yesterday, we had approximately 304 open work orders. 95 were for courthouse facilities. 127 were at the fairgrounds. 50 were for public works, 23 for renew, and 9 for the sheriff's group. Tracking completion and on time is 87% or higher. And the only outlier of that was the sheriff's department, but they had 2 overdue, which the date on the one was kind of funky, but they were at 70%. So other than that, 62% of our work is planned and about 37.8 is unplanned. So I think we're doing very well there, keeping up with the work orders and getting them done in time. Other than that,
Thank
if you
you
have
for all that
any,
you do.
what's that?
Thank you for all that you do.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
You're busy departments that keep us moving,
Always something going on.
always.
So any questions, any thoughts? Wheeler Road Youth Services, we're trying to get all that wrapped up. I think for the most part it's done, except for the windows on the exterior, but we'll keep plowing away at that and try and get it done.
Well, thank you, thank you.
That's it for you guys? All right, we'll go into a quick recess until 10 a.m. Good morning, it's 10 a.m. and we are here for an HR update.
Good morning.
Morning.
It hurts.
Would you like to call for public comment?
Oh, yes.
You have three attendees online.
Attendees online, do you have anything for HR public comment that is part of the agenda? Hearing none.
Item number 2, I don't have any labor issues to discuss today. Item number 3, job application evaluation. I've got 3 topics to discuss with you today, but I would like to go into executive session for those. And I think let's do 15 minutes, please.
Okay, evaluation. We will go into executive session beginning at 10:02, returning at 10:17 for job applicant / evaluation RCW 42.30.1101G. Do you want
That's
any
right.
more time or are we good?
No, I think we're good.
I think
just
we're
kinda wanted
good.
the
It is
history of that, so thanks
10:22
for
and
the
we are
history.
out of executive session.
And if we need to schedule a meeting, we can do that if you would like to. Let's see, personnel matters. I don't have anything. Number 4 today. Number 5, executive director at Renew. Asked to bring back, last week we had some technical difficulty issues with connecting. So do you want to share that or do you want me to pass this out?
We can give it a try. Would you mind sharing the content on your screen there?
It hasn't asked yet.
Oh, it's because I did plug it in. Can you
Oh.
click the button that says share content?
You haven't plugged it in?
Right.
Have you now?
I'm gonna try the Zoom app. And I need a code.
Which code?
The one on the screen.
That one right there.
Sounds like you know the sequence better than we do on what.
I know, Rob was like,
I don't see
Normally
a
you
code.
plug in and then it tells me, will I share?
This
We're
is
not
the
trying to be
magical stuff that
difficult over here. We
happens
just
through the
don't
air.
know.
Yeah.
Do you have any applicants for the engineer for public works?
0. 0 new applicants. That is another question.
What they know.
Yeah, Public Works is contemplating doing a further, hiring a headhunter, so. And is working with Jonathan on that.
I did, and it just came up. It doesn't say share screen. I don't have a share screen option. Did it show you that I?
Rob, do you have a share screen option?
Nope. That's what you see.
Okay, well, I'll let TS know that didn't work.
That did not work.
Well, how do we normally do it? You plug in? Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
They were telling me that you can use the Zoom app, and I thought, that's great. But how about now, Rob?
Not yet. Poll now.
Still not sharing?
So confused.
We have the paper, so we'll go off the paper.
I got the paper.
Thank you for bearing with us and attempting to get technology to work.
Would you mind hitting the screen one more time, the button?
No, what?
Can you hit the button again?
The numbers?
Just share screen.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
It's not working?
It's not working.
You're the only one that has that issue. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to make anything out of it.
Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I have these issues. I put in a ticket, but whatever, doesn't matter.
Okay, so executive director, top line is current. And given the using the comps that were provided by the executive director that we shared last week, this is the proposed amount if we were to match those comps. Correct, Gina? Did you ran that? So it'd be an 8.08% increase to that next band to match the comps he
Well,
provided.
thank you for doing that. I know it's been.
So then the question really for the board seeing this, and is it that you want to move forward? Is it, or do you want to wait for the compensation study?
The compensation study sounds like it's gonna be it's gonna take a while. When did we finish his training? Was it this year? When did we pay for it? This year and last year?
I want to say.
This year?
I think he just finished,
This
wrapped
year?
it
I thought
up.
it was last year, but
Is
it,
that when we paid for it? Because we wrapped it up this spring, because he did kind of a follow-up.
Which
I wanna say
one?
in March, April.
Baldridge?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah, it
think
came
he
out of last year's
finished- he
budget.
paid it in like fall, winter.
And then this, again, we want to keep in mind, not that it locks it in, but that the county administrator position is at that band 26 based on the comparables that we did, so.
But I feel that there's, sometimes when you have your engineering or your law degree, I mean, there's things that bump it up, because Dale has the ability to, I think he's a licensed therapist or. I would like to see an increase only because of the pressure, and we can wait. I would like to wait for Kevin though. He was in the, all those meetings that triggered it with the health district.
Okay.
Can we have a 5-minute executive session? For
Sure.
evaluation?
I don't know, Chair, can I have 5 minutes?
Do I have any opposition?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
No,
Totally.
I'm here.
I would like an executive session from 10:30 to 10:36 for evaluation RCW 42.30.1101G. It is 10:36 and we are out of executive session.
We will hold that
Can I take a
topic.
look at this? I'm positive this was emailed to us. We had
It
two.
may have been.
Okay,
It may have been.
we had two that were emailed to us. I'm looking at like, the same person.
Okay, fine, number 6, compensate budget finance, the compensation study. Just wanted to give you an update that last week, what we were provided, the information that we were provided from the meeting with the electeds, that job descriptions are where we're going to start. That has been relayed to Compensation Connections. And hopefully tomorrow they will have a plan of action in place for us and we'll be able to move forward on that. We're excited that we have that direction from you. Thank you. Number 7, recruiting, 0 applications for county engineer. Again, Public Works is contemplating on recruiting a headhunter to do that specific. But it does come at a cost. It's not cheap to do that, but we need to get one in place. So. And that's what I have for you today.
I've got a couple things. Time clocks. The maintenance said they were told to stop installing the time clocks.
Yes.
Okay.
Just for now, the reason why is we need to have conversations with the union. People will see, employees will see time clocks coming in, may not have any idea about time clocks. We just want to have the union informed and hopefully on board before questions come up, so.
Okay.
And time clock rotation is also important.
Yeah.
It came up where I used to work with insulation. Management said it only needs to be on the first floor, and then they were like, well, what about people on the second floor, and there's gonna be long lines, and so we might think we have a good idea of where to put them, but I think getting that extra feedback is important too. What we think and what employees expect might be different.
So we just thought, hold for
Sounds
now.
good.
We don't want
Okay,
them to
sounds
install
good.
and have to move it
'Cause they
later
said
and
they
create
stopped.
more
They
work
halted
for.
that. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, and then, set a question, we got an email, one of our offices opened up I guess a bank account for a debit card, which basically bypassed the county policy. County was reaching out.
Tom said he was looking into it too, because I had emailed Tom and Blair
Okay.
and Mandy. They said Tom thought maybe it was linked to their K-9 program.
Oh,
So he was looking into it further. He said it still shouldn't have been open outside, but
Okay.
everybody was kind of working on it. So we need the policy.
So somebody
but,
from the sheriff's office?
But
That'd be a yes.
Okay. This is all new to me,
Yeah, no,
so.
it's kind of like, I guess we're,
I was gonna include you on those emails, but I didn't.
Okay.
trying to figure out.
So, what would you like me to do with that
We're
information?
just letting you know.
Okay, thank you.
In the loop.
And has it been addressed with said person and
No, we may.
managed, or,
Not yet.
okay,
We're just got info. Yes. Well, I just got the emails yesterday. So
well, if I need to do something specific with that, please let me know how I can help. Anything else?
We will get you the.
Okay.
Rob, I hope you can squeak out a name or two. No.
That's a yes. You will.
can we keep it open?
Yes,
Oh.
but I want
Just
to
to-
Oh, you
narrow,
want to knock them down?
I want to
A
narrow
lot
the
of
pool.
those early ones, I would like to knock down all but one of them.
Yes, well, I need to know which
I don't
one that
remember
is.
the person's name.
And we like to say dismiss.
Yes,
Okay,
Yes.
release.
Yes.
that way those candidates aren't just waiting to hear from us. It's, yes.
You found a laptop for me.
This is your laptop.
They did what?
It is your laptop.
Well, it looks like you found it for me.
Found it and fixed
What was
it.
wrong with it?
It was stuck on a Windows update.
Oh, okay.
So
I couldn't open it. Thank you.
you're welcome.
I have a computer. I'm
That's
in.
wonderful, yay.
And actually, thank you so much. Like you guys get to work now. I think that's it.
Anything else for us?
We'll talk to the prosecutor about appointing an interim prosecuting attorney. I think we may need to go that route.
I think it's probably safer, even if it's just for a couple of weeks.
Or a half of a day or something.
Yeah.
If we don't do it, for sure, we're gonna need it. So I don't know what the
Absolutely.
transition period
Better
is.
to be safe than sorry.
So we'll talk to Kevin,
Okay,
get that going.
sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, we'll recess until 11. When we are back for 11:15, we're back for our mailroom update. Good morning, it's 11:15 a.m. and we are here for a mailroom update. How's it going?
It's going good.
How's the mail?
It's mailing. Nothing really new in there. Outside of, I guess there's price changes coming up.
Or
What
are
are those
there?
gonna be?
73 for just, or
73
73
cents?
cents. Yeah.
What is it right now? 58?
69.
It's 69, I don't even
Yeah.
write down, apparently.
So it'll
About
be
1,000.
73 for the, just like a normal letter.
Holy cow.
That's why we email, I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
It's getting pretty pricey to send things through the mail, which is weird.
how is your kind of division of time going between TS and, is it
Going good.
working out good?
And you're gonna work in elections too?
No, I don't work in elections.
I thought I saw your name on the canvassing fill-in. Wasn't his name on there?
Yeah, it's listed in there as like the assistants,
Yeah.
like the
Is it because you touched the mail?
I don't think
Maybe.
so.
It's got all three of the mail.
Oh, maybe that's.
Well, sometimes they have gone in there to help if they needed something previously.
All right.
Well, it surprised you.
Surprised me.
You're on the list, I guess.
Interesting. Let's figure out my times. Yeah, there really isn't anything new outside of price changes, so it's just gonna continue going up, probably.
Nothing crazy in the mailroom, everything's,
Nothing really. Just hanging out.
not an election year, so you, well, we have smaller elections throughout.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really have any questions. I'm just curious how it was going between, yeah, the mailroom and TS. So.
It's going good.
Okay.
It's been I don't know, it's been a weird, like, trying to figure out what I'm still doing. I'm figuring out what I'm doing, they're figuring out what I'm doing. So it's kind of like, we're figuring it out,
Okay.
so.
That's all I have.
Nothing for me. Anything else, Caitlin? All right, well, thanks for coming down.
Keep
Thanks
having
for having me.
fun. Thank you.
We will go into recess until we have our decommissioning solar or alternative energy meeting. Good morning, it is 11:30 a.m. and we are here for a decommissioning solar alternative energy discussion. We have Jim Anderson Cook and Blair Cook with us today.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you very much. So we've convened to talk about decommissioning and restoration plans, estimates, and specifically financial assurances in and around those estimates. So as we've discussed numerous times, our Grant County Code requires that solar developers provide to the county a decommissioning plan cost estimate, and that those plans be updated every 5 years to allow for or compensate for the rate of inflation. We've had numerous conversations in and around what the financial guarantee should be. Those conversations have been primarily focused on bonding. So the two most recent developments that are proposed to occur in Grant County that are seeking a mechanical permit, one of them Quincy Solar, the other Quincy Valley Solar. I apologize for the similarity in names. They're hard for the office to keep separate. The one that I just passed out to you today is Quincy Solar. They have a decommissioning plan and estimate that they provided last week that we requested that they remove. They proposed to that we consider the allowance of recycling to be considered to reduce the amount of the overall estimate of well over $5 million. The board has denied that we allow for recycling, so they've modified that plan, which now sits at roughly $5.5 million. They too are wanting to understand what the county would be requiring for financial assurances. We had a meeting with Quincy Valley Solar, the other large-scale project, which we requested, we being Development Services and the Prosecuting Attorney's Office, requested that they provide us some options for some additional types of security. They came back with a proposal for what they call a parent guarantee. I've provided for the board the example or the draft that they proposed to us during that meeting of a parent guarantee. And I can summarize. We have Barbara Dubrick on the line too, and she can probably help fill in the blanks. But in a nutshell, the parent guarantee is a guarantee that's signed by the parent corporation, in this case Silicon Ranch. And during our discussion, we proposed, we being the County Development Services and the Prosecuting Attorney's Office, proposed that there's a guaranteed cap that basically says that if the county has to pursue Silicon Ranch for monies to decommission and restore the property back to its original state based off of the estimate that they provided, and in their case, their estimate is well over $10 million, that there would be a cap, by which the county could pursue the guarantee cap. We negotiated that we would like that guarantee cap to be 1.5 times the amount of any proposed estimate that they provided. And again, a reminder, that estimate gets updated every 5 years for inflation. They agreed that they thought that that was reasonable. So in effect, they, again, provided an estimate for $10 million. This parent guarantee and the cap would be for effectively $15 million. We further negotiated a bottom, which effectively is that if the company, Silicon Ranch, net worth or value were to drop below a number, and in this case, we talked about $50 million, then the parent guarantee would then automatically transfer to a bond. So they would be required to post an actual financial bond in lieu of a parent guarantee should their financial worth, their net worth, again, drop below the $50 million. Seems to be an industry standard, and one that could help protect the county, protect the constituents, but also not drive up the costs of the development that, again, they're just going to pass forward through the power purchase agreement. So.
And this is Barbara, just to chime in. I completely agree with everything that Jim had to say. I do think that where we've met in the middle with Quincy Valley alleviates any concerns that I had on my end, and it sounds like Jim is equally happy with this. I do think this is a model that we can use going forward with other companies. And I can tell you that from a legal perspective, I think the county is protected. And it's a good way to meet in the middle with these people. Thank you to Jim for everything he's doing with all of this. I know he's dealing with quite a lot and wearing many hats right now.
Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you, Barbara. Yeah, thank you, Jim, for doing this, because it just seemed like the bond was extremely expensive to go that route year after year.
Year after year, yeah, and it's in some instances, it's several hundreds of thousands of dollars that is going to a financial institution that's just evaporating. Mm-hmm. And and yes, wearing lots of hats and learning through the process, and really, there's a lot of significance in the actual power purchase agreement that these developers are signing with the end user. And in this case, in both Quincy Valley Solar and Quincy Solar, that power purchase agreement is with Grant PUD. So for the life of that agreement, and so as long as Grant PUD is viable, and we all hope that Grant PUD is going to be viable,
we're going to have a problem if it's not.
Yeah, that development is not going to be removed. So, really the concern should be when it starts to near the end of that power purchase agreement, now conversations need to take place as to what's going to happen with the facility. So, and that's true with any development, whether it's connected to Grant PUD or connected to the BPA transmission line. Those, you just don't plug in and just start throwing power out there. They have to be contractually tied to an end user, and again, so as long as that end user is viable, so let's say we had a development in North County connected to BPA, but the power purchase agreement was with Amazon. So as long as Amazon was still around, and we anticipate that they're going to be around, that power purchase agreement that facility is going to remain. But again, as we near the end of that power purchase agreement is when we start to wonder what happens, and could be at the point where we then negotiate in that developer agreement Because again, that's being updated every 5 years, maybe then we start talking about bonding. But for now, it seems like the parent guarantee is really I think, a very safe way to go that keeps these things economically viable. So, I don't know. We have our risk manager Blair here. I know we're getting you up to speed. You wear many risk hats. This is one of them that you probably never anticipated that you'd be having to even think about. But
yeah, no, I think having this agreement and these agreements in place is so important for the county. And we definitely need to do it. I like what you did with the parent guarantee. And like you said, if it drops below that certain point, it gives that added protection to the county. So.
Okay. Well, that's really, I know, I'm sorry to keep bringing it up.
But I think I feel much better about this than requiring a bond. And I didn't think the bond was that big of a deal, but when I think it was $500,000 a year, it starts adding up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Commissioner Jones, are you feeling okay about this? I'm asking and pressing because we need to start entering into developer agreements so that we can issue mechanical permits because they're applying, they're really wanting to get started. So, and this is a critical component to that.
And I know Kittitas County is doing something more of the letter versus, or putting something in the, like a savings account versus a bond. To have a different.
And we toyed with that as well.
And we got the blessing from the prosecutor's office. Thank you, Barbara, for weighing in.
Yeah, and Commissioner Burgess, the last time we spoke, he was talking, kind of alluding to, like almost a savings account or, being self-insured or, something like that. And that's really what he's kind of pointing towards is community benefit agreements. And there's a lot of discussion, Department of Commerce is actively discussing, community benefit agreements. And I think that we're probably going to see some of that come through, in upcoming legislation, but it just currently doesn't exist.
These are at 2-to-1?
What's 2-to-1?
Mitigation?
It depends on, generally speaking, it depends on the disturbance. This project, the Quincy Solar Project, it had 900 acres of disturbance, but it was low quality. Not 100% sure how the mitigation ratios were applied. It was before my time, but it was significantly less than what we're seeing today currently. But to answer your question, the baseline for today's mitigation for the projects that are in front of us is 2-to-1, yes. And based off of land values, I was looking at a project 2 days ago where the applicant proposed that the land values in the area were $1,200 per acre, and at 2-to-1, the fee in lieu would have eclipsed $1.7 million. But that land, the estimated land value is being validated right now by the assessor's office. That's not for our office to assess, but other projects in the area, and it's in the immediate area, their estimated land values were $1,650. So I think that this applicant has probably missed the mark in their estimate. So I would expect that 1.7 to climb up from there. But they're also potentially trying to pursue offsite mitigation because they are surrounded by some parcels that could be available for offsite mitigation, which Fish and Wildlife has agreed to in theory. It's a very complex topic. It's one that consumes a lot of time. But
well, it's because it's so complex, right? It's like when you look at mitigation, 2 to 1's not as bad as 5 to 1, 6 to 1. When you start talking about 6 to 1, now you're removing any growth from the future. That gets that's complex in itself.
Right.
Then you're talking about the amount that 1,000 acres generates, which is complex in itself.
Right.
And is it going to improve? And if it improves by triple, are they going to swap the modules? Or are they going to be like, well, this is an old one, we'll run it until it's times out and then do something? So there's just so many pieces and unknowns. It's hard to know the right move.
It is.
For me.
It is hard. It's so new. You know, even the topic at hand, you know, decommissioning and restoration. I mean, you know, what other developments required decommissioning and restoration? I say it all the time. I mean, you have all these super malls all across the United States of America that are sitting empty, right? And those developers weren't required any decommissioning and restorations. We didn't anticipate that those things would sit empty as Amazon stood up and, you know, and what do we do with those spaces now, right? But for whatever reason, we've decided that we don't want to see, you know, there was a failed wind project in, you know, California, and that's what triggered, you know, the decommissioning and restoration. And I get it. But we're not there. You know, mitigation for these projects. I mean, just because there's a fence around it doesn't mean that you know, endangered species are not going to re-engage in the project area. But we mitigate for it because there's a disturbance to it during the time of construction. And I drove past one on the way home this weekend that sure looked like there was a lot going on.
A lot of habitat.
A lot of habitat going on below the panels, you know. But I'm sure that it's a project in Yakima that went through FSEC, so I don't know the details of it, but I'm sure that they were required to mitigate for the disturbance. But now everything's grown back and kind of back to normal again. And if you weren't looking for it when you're driving the highway, you'd miss it. So. And another one coming out of the ground just a little bit further, you know, I guess east at the Sunnyside exit. So.
So you need a decision on the moving forward with the parent?
Yeah,
Okay, I'm good with that. Rob, yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes, so you've got 2 yeses.
Okay.
Do you need any other?
Nope,
Okay, that was your only-
no, the board's already made their decision on whether or not we're going to allow for recycling, which is a no, and I think is the right one. So, and that's been communicated to the development community. So at this point, the last matter was a form of security. So I appreciate that. So I'll let the development community know that parent guarantees are an allowed form of security. Of course, if they want to post a bond, we would gladly accept it, but we can.
If they have money to burn.
We can definitely move forward. So I appreciate everyone's time. Barbara, appreciate it. So Blair, appreciate it. Board, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go into recess until 1 p.m. when we are back for clerk's office update. Good afternoon, it's 1:01 p.m. and we are here for clerk's office update. She is not here yet, so we will stand at ease.
Do we have any attendees?
We want to mute and hold. Okay, we will return to either close this meeting or continue it once the clerk arrives. It is 1:04 p.m. and we are back with Kim Allen for clerk's office update. Howdy.
Howdy.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
On the best day ever.
Warm.
Yeah. It feels good in here. I don't have much. As far as updates go, I was just gonna let you know that we are interviewing now to fill our interpreter collections clerk position. Got 13, 14
Oh, wow, you have quite a few.
applications.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah, we've interviewed 2 and we like both of them. Have one more to go, so that's encouraging.
Yes.
I was gonna just share a little feedback for what it's worth. I don't know if anyone else has commented about these meetings and having you guys up there and us down here sometimes feels awkward. Joe reported back to me after the last meeting she filled in, and she was like, how come they're sitting behind their computers the whole time? I felt like I was talking to myself, but
She brought the little whippers
so, yeah,
I was a
rulers.
little late on that one.
Yeah.
yeah, nice meeting with her, I thought.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Well, I think it's just different. It feels different, and you know, we don't know. Like right now, you're making eye contact with me, but a lot of times you guys are doing stuff on your computers, and it just feels awkward and strange. So, just thought I would share that.
Well, I'm sorry for that because I've been the one that's always sat up here.
Well, I think as opposed to when you guys used to sit at
Yeah.
the table, it just feels not as.
When I stopped sitting at the table, it was because I was so uncomfortable sitting and like at the table there. And then I was more comfortable here, but now I'm just uncomfortable everywhere. So.
Well, we had the table turned. We did it for a security purpose.
Yeah,
so
when
Right.
they moved it.
everybody could see who's, and then the table got moved. So I'm not sure, but it was supposed to be, the table was turned, which it was still kind of awkward.
Yeah.
So that people could see who was coming in, who was.
No, and I know that you guys had taken that into
But I guess we could move back
consideration
down.
too, but I don't know if anyone else feels that way. I would just
Okay, well,
Just
thank
thought
you
I
for
would share.
sharing.
The other thing I was thinking about too, after Cheryl said that to me, I got to thinking about just kind of how things have gone. And, you know, we used to do the monthly elected official department head meetings, and now we're doing those quarterly. It just, I don't know, maybe things will change when we get the county administrator. It kind of feels like we're getting spread further apart instead of coming more together as a team.
Did we do monthly meetings? We did. They were before me.
You were here when we did monthly, and then I think we transitioned
The
to.
monthly lunch meetings?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we were monthly, were they?
I don't know if they were.
Maybe it was
when
like
we were
our
here.
first year.
Well, we didn't have them
Thing
for a while.
quarterly for a long
Well,
time.
COVID, we couldn't have them for a bit.
Oh, and then we probably started them back as quarterly.
Probably.
I don't think we ever had a monthly.
Or
meeting.
every other meeting. I think we started back as every other month. We didn't always have a topic, and then I think we moved quarterly, but they used to be monthly.
I don't disagree with feeling further apart from some groups, but I don't think it's by our design. Because like we meet with you more than we ever met with you before. But some offices, it seems like they keep trying to pull further away from us having any oversight.
Well, I don't know, for me, it feels like and this isn't, I'm not trying to point fingers at anybody. I'm not saying it's you guys because it's not necessarily you. It just feels like the information sharing
is way less than it used to be. Like, I used to really like, I mean, I might not even have anything on the round table, but I would come because I liked the updates, hearing,
What was going on?
yeah, what was going on in other offices. And Tom Gaines always has lots of good information to share. And I know we're invited, you know, that we could come to those meetings anytime, but it just seemed like there was more information being shared. And I've kind of felt like I've been out of the loop lately. And I was trying to figure out why. And that's the only thing I could really
Well,
kind
that
of
could
come
be
back
because we would
to.
just do random little updates and what was going on and.
Well,
Well,
now they're
like,
all in meetings.
as an example, like the county administrator position. I had no idea that you guys were even considering that until a decision had already been made and you shared it at the elected official department head lunch and said it was happening and that the job would be posted soon. I was like, oh, I had no clue. And I don't know how long that was in the works.
Over a year. In different fashion.
Yeah. But if I had been a department head that now I'm gonna get a new boss, I'd have really been like, oh, didn't know that. I'm getting a new boss. You know what I mean? So that was just one example that I could share. But those are the types of things that I've just been missing, I guess, the updates about information.
Yeah, that one's tough because a lot of these things would not be in a roundtable. You know, like the administrator thing, it was kind of like, let's try this formation, which was the Tom and Kirk. And then if that doesn't work, then we'll go to the next step. And that was over a year ago. And then it didn't work. Obviously, I haven't seen Kirk in a long time. So
Is
then
he
it was,
still an
he's
employee?
on leave right now.
Oh.
Medical leave or something. But so then it went to kind of like, okay, what's the next process? How's it going to work? And we're still working through it now with applicants and things. So, but I don't think it would have been in a roundtable. I think we've really only talked about it in HR.
In budget, it was in the budget meetings.
Yeah,
But
budget
yeah,
meetings,
it's
but
definitely
people aren't in
something
the
we
budgets.
need to be more aware of what is happening and.
It's just how do you get it out?
I know, right. Yeah. I mean, it just kind of tends to come, things like that tend to come up at roundtables when we're all here together and people start talking. It's like, oh yeah, whatever happened with whatever. So, well, just like Kirk, I didn't even know if he was still here or not. Is that position going to remain with the county administrator position?
Kirk is on leave for.
So we don't know.
A Family Medical Leave Act, so his job, I mean, we can't touch his job or do anything until he comes back, so he went out in January and he's supposed to be back in August, so.
Is it that long? Wow.
Apparently you can extend it if you need to, or I don't know. We're kind of learning things as we go through too, Kim, so.
You need help?
I don't smell.
You need help?
Not
Be a
bad.
team player. So anyway, that's when he's supposed to come back, or it will get extended longer, but that's all we know.
Wow.
I think it's the middle of August.
Have you guys interviewed yet for the county administrator?
No, we just got a couple new applicants today. For us, we're just trying to kind of weed out.
We're not in a massive rush to fill it. It just needs to be the right person.
Sure. Yeah. Will you do interviews periodically, or are you gonna like just set it end date and then interview?
Well, I think we've
Do you know?
got some that we can interview. We've got a handful that we could interview. Or I think we probably need to sit down as a board and kind of go through.
Yeah, we literally had like maybe a 3/4 or one, maybe 1.5 prior to the last batch. And then the new batch, I'm not super on, but the other two may be on. So we're not just like, we're not rushing it. We're looking for the right person. We're not just going to say, oh, the position's open, so we're going to fill it. It needs to be someone that kind of has experience, knows what they're getting into, and then we all believe can do what we're trying to have them do.
Yeah, it's a fine line to walk, because if you wait too long, they might
Yeah,
take a
so
position somewhere else.
we're basically going to weed out, is what HR asked us to do. Pick 3, and then maybe we interview the 3 and decide, oh yeah, none of the 3, then we can kind of release them all.
Yeah.
And
It's
keep
still
it
open, open until filled.
All right. I'm sure Brett has way more exciting news than I do.
I don't have any idea what I would need to say to the commission.
Anything else for you, Kim?
No, good.
Anything for Kim?
Thank you, Kim, for, I've got some notes here, so thank you for your comments.
Sure.
Appreciate them.
All righty, we'll have a
Stay cool.
beautiful afternoon. Stay cool.
That's easy for some of us.
You're funny.
That'd be cool.
See you later.
It is 1:17 p.m. and we will continue with our public defense update with Brett Hill.
I don't know that I got lots of updates for you other than I guess what's happened since the last time I've been here is we did have you sign a contract for Senate Luchin to work for public defense, and I think he's gonna be okay. Of course, he hasn't done a lot yet. So we're still hoping that works out great. And seems to be. So yeah, so that relieves some of our attorneys a little bit of some of their caseload difficulties, but other than that, we're still looking. Yeah. So that's my update. Other than that, it's business as usual for us. Yeah.
You're just out there having fun.
Doing our thing, yeah. Overall budget's good. I have certain line items that aren't as good. But overall budget is well within. Partially because of not spending salary on attorneys that we should. Anyway, yeah. Any pressing questions you have for me?
I don't think so. We usually go right over to your office or call you right away.
Yeah.
You know when we have a question, because
I'm not
well,
hard.
I can't.
I'm
I
not
won't
hard to
remember.
find.
Yeah, I won't remember, so I have to ask you right at the time.
I guess, I don't know, question for you. I know that they're talking about interviewing the prosecutor candidates. Are they named? We know who we're interviewing?
We've heard rumors that it's Carly Biddle, Chad Jinks. Is it
Brandon Guernsey?
Ramsey.
Those 3?
It's a rumor. We've not received them from the Republican Party, the names.
Oh, okay. But apparently you're expecting to receive it within the next 2
Yeah,
weeks.
well, they're interviewing them on
Supposed to get it
Saturday.
Monday.
Oh, okay.
So they're ranking them for us. Told them we did not need them ranked, but they want to rank them for the commissioners.
Oh. Sounds good. Yeah, I just got a little email that said there'll be a time.
We were kind of hoping to interviewing them on Monday. in 6 days, but it'll be a
But we
little
won't
difficult
have
if we
them.
don't even have the list of names or their contact information until Monday sometime.
Well, they'll need to make some arrangements.
So we are talking to Kevin next. He's right after you about the possibility of appointing a prosecutor because we have his date that he's leaving on August 3rd.
Second,
August
third?
3rd, yeah.
First
So
Monday of
we
August.
may, just for our sanity, appoint somebody so in case they takes them more than a week or two to
Yeah,
wrap up whatever they're doing.
an interim as needed. Yeah, that's good.
Yep, because we have to have a prosecutor, I believe, and Kevin wants to leave. So we'll talk to him about that next.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good. I think he's wrapping up one or two, a couple of ongoing things in the meantime. See, we did have a couple of things that were like, I think it'd be a disaster. The cases that he was handling, and so I was glad to kind of see that some of those things are getting wrapped up this next couple of weeks. Made me feel better.
Yep.
Anyway,
Winding down quickly. August, when he told us, was months and months away. But it's just getting closer and closer every day.
yeah,
It's out of our control. I told the party over a month ago that the office is struggling. The longer you take, the worse off we're gonna be.
yeah.
They chose to go this way, so.
Well, it'd be
Several
good,
have been
probably be
involved.
good for the attorneys to kind of have an idea, line attorneys and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I could see that. Although I think those 3 candidates, because they come from, well, all of them come from the office. Guess I don't have any idea how well anybody likes them. But,
Well, that's the 3 we get to select from. If we don't, then the governor will appoint,
is that how that works?
if we don't pick.
Yeah, I'd rather have you guys pick somebody.
But it has been frustrating with the Republican Party. They have taken a long time
Yeah,
to get to this
okay.
stage.
Well, sounds good to me. Glad you're doing it, not me.
I think this will be my 9th elected official that I've participated in appointing. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. You had a couple you've had a couple
This
judges,
will
right?
be I think the 3rd prosecutor. It was Angus, Kevin, and
Yeah,
just,
and this
yeah,
one.
a few judges, state representative. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Makes you really, really popular in the neighborhood, in the county. People aren't even happy with the ones they vote on, let alone having somebody else select their elected official. It's a little nerve wracking.
That's true. That's
I
true.
think
Well,
we've done decent.
they'll have to run next year, right? Of course, that's a normal cycle for the
Well,
prosecutor.
no,
isn't it?
and that's what I was asking. I think they feel like, because I thought Angus had to run.
I
He was
think,
appointed, then he had to run again in an off year and then run again. So it was kind of the same thing. He had to run.
yeah, but they can't do it this year because of your past filing
Yeah,
time.
but he'll have to run in 20.
But I think,
Six, but
but
that's a
I,
running
Oh,
year.
but I think that's
that
the
is a running
normal,
year. Yep, you're right.
that's the normal prosecutor cycle.
Yeah, I'm thinking,
Yeah. Yeah, the prosecutor runs with the district court judges. I keep it.
oh yeah, they run with,
And the
yeah. it'll be
Superior
next year.
Court judges are always in the general election year. Yeah, and the prosecutor and the district court judges.
It'll probably be a busy election year next year.
Yeah, I think so. And that'll be good. By my calculations, I'll have one more term left. I mean, I don't have a term, but,
But another 4 years, you're counting down.
well, I've got another 5 years on this, but and That's
Or a
funny.
really, really bad, I don't know, or a really, really bad day.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess that's true. I tell people, not that I want to bring it to your attention, but I tell people that, they say, oh, you don't have to run for election. And I say, are you kidding me? I got to get 2 out of 3 votes every day. You know?
That is true. They can switch that fast.
So, anyway, so I hope I can count on your vote.
Every day.
Today, at least. We'll worry about tomorrow when it's tomorrow, yeah, so anyway, yeah, other than that, nothing really to report. It seems like our caseloads, I haven't looked at the data, but from recent years, I think the last couple months have been pretty high months in new filings. My take on it is we have had quite a few cases that I think are kind of junk and didn't need to be, filed like they were, but that's, the prosecutors they're pretty young prosecutors, I think, and so they're just
Raring to go.
doing it, they don't want to make a mistake, so they're filing, it's that kind of thing maybe. But that, that all works out in the end, but it doesn't help us on caseloads very much. And so we'll, when there is a new prosecutor, I'll of course visit with them about, what I kind of think charging practices ought to be, and some things we can do to make things run smoother and things like that. And of course, it's up to the prosecutors if they. Not every prosecutor has taken my advice. That's their prerogative. We're reactive. So that's why I'm kind of raring to kind of know what prosecutors are doing. So we can kind of visit and just move forward.
Well, it's possibly one of the 3.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Like highly possible. I just don't, I'm sure we'll make a decision. We'll be able to make a decision on those 3 without the help of our governor.
I hope so, with the exception of Chad, that, the other 2 don't have, years and years of experience, but I've always enjoyed working with both of them, all of them. And I don't know that I'd have much bad to say about any one of those 3 that we're talking about. But yeah, I think that might just be one of the things. But they, of course, they moved quickly in their careers, so they moved to doing difficult things early in their careers. So maybe years aren't the experience you need to look at. Just look at what they've been doing. So, anyway. There'll be lots of time to talk about that, I guess, right?
Well, I think you were invited to help interview, correct?
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
Is that a conflict?
Not for me, I don't think. Although I think, from your perspective, you take what I say with the grain of salt that I'm
Well,
the
we
defender.
have a rather large, I think we have a rather large.
But
The judge is denied.
yeah, I think the judges are wise to completely stay out of
They're
that.
not supposed to endorse an elected official or.
Yeah, I think they gotta be pretty careful of that.
But we offered it to them and they declined.
No, I think that's wise.
I think Kim Allen will sit in. We've offered it to you.
Yeah.
An attorney in Grant County.
Yeah, no, I don't have any objection to sitting in. I think it'd be good. It's different than, because I'm appointed by you as opposed to sort of an elected official, and that it's a little different than a prosecutor helping choose my position. That's kind of a no-no.
Yeah.
But where we represent people, individuals, as opposed to the county itself, kind of, you see what I'm saying? There's a little bit of a different take on that, if that makes sense. And so I think from that standpoint, yeah.
Well, I would appreciate the help because it's a position that I don't know job knowledge about in the attorney world,
Be
the
nice
legal world.
because some of the questions you'll be able to say if it's true or not, whereas we won't know other than what their answer is.
Yeah, like I say, out of those three, I mean, it'd be hard for me to. There's certainly not one where I'd say, "Oh no, stay away from that." But I mean, there's not one in that group that would bother me.
Well, they've all worked in that office, so.
Well, there's been people working in office that I wouldn't want you to. I don't want you to stay away from. But no, that group I think are people. They're all people who will communicate well, which is the biggest concern for me.
Yeah, I see her on there.
She's declining. Who are you trying to promote?
Rebecca. Because it's 131.
Yeah. Anyway. If you have anything else, that's great. Otherwise, I'll yield my time.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. And we'll
Thank you.
See you another time.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your week.
It is
Thank you, Brad.
1:31 p.m. and we will roll into our prosecuting attorney's office update. We have Rebecca Kaler online. Rebecca, are you going to be the only one in the meeting today, or are they just running a little behind?
Kevin is out of the office, so I will be the only one at the meeting. Yes, that is correct.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
We did have a question. I don't know if you were, when you jumped on, about, I think there's going to be an opportunity of where we will have a period of time and not a prosecuting attorney. The Republican Party is interviewing 3 candidates on Wednesday, or on Saturday. We're hoping we will get the list on Monday, but probably not in enough time to schedule interviews. So our interview has been pushed back from the 14th to the 21st, and we may have a lapse. So we were going to visit with Kevin about possibly appointing, if there is a gap, that we will not have a prosecuting attorney, about appointing an interim prosecuting attorney.
And I think that would probably be a conversation we need to have with Kevin present. He should be here next week.
Okay. So if you do happen to run by him, let him know and we will, try to grab him, and he'll be here tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
That was the only one I had.
Okay. So I think we are going to need to go into executive session for probably start off with maybe 5 minutes. Maybe 10. We'll do 10.
And what's the?
Go under litigation.
So we will begin an executive session starting at 1:34, returning at 1:44 for litigation RCW 42.30.1101I. Our legal counsel, Rebecca Kaler, is on with us. Yeah, I'm gonna move backstage.
So we usually have to extend.
It is 1:44 and we are out of executive session. Was there any additional stuff for our meeting, Rebecca?
I don't have anything additional to that.
Anything?
Do you guys have anything that you would like to discuss?
I'll shoot an email to Kevin here.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, we'll go into recess until 2 p.m. We're back for a commissioner meeting.
All right, thank you.
Good Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, July 8th, 2025, and we are here for a weekly commissioners meeting. I will now call the meeting to order and begin with an open forum for citizen input, 3 minutes per person, 15-minute time limit. We have no public in the room with us. We do have one online caller, Barb.
Attendee guest with the last 4 digits of 9796. I'm gonna allow you to speak right now for public comment. Do you have public comment today? Go ahead and unmute yourself. I would say no.
All right. Then I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second, motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes to approve agenda. Do we have any emails or letters of support that need response from us?
I do not.
Nothing from any of you. Cindy, do you have any items?
I don't think so. Let me check. Nope, Road 11 and a Southwest, it has a hole in the road, and I should have told Public Works that, so I will email them.
Okay. Any roundtable items? Yes?
Yes, for me, I forwarded the board an email probably about an hour ago. It's the Washington State Department of Natural Resources Letter of Intent. So this discussion has been going on for a few months already, and it appears that Josh Sainsbury docu-signed this document when he shouldn't have. It should have gone through legal and then come before the board to sign. So I spoke with the sheriff this morning, and he's going to contact DNR to rescind that request from Josh, the signature from Josh, and make sure that it goes through the proper channels. So I just wanted to let you know what is transpiring with that. It's for the Moses Lake Dunes transfer property to the county. So if you have any questions about that, it'll be going through the process, and we can bring them up with legal or with the sheriff's office. Have any questions on that?
No.
No.
Okay. Ms. Caitlin?
We had talked before about maybe buying a sign for the gallery, just to maybe ask those sitting in the gallery for silence during the meetings. Yesterday was a good example when Susie is standing at the table talking. It sounded like she was sharing, an update.
She was
Yes.
sharing an update.
And then the people talking in the gallery 100% drown it out. And so we were wondering if it would be fine, if the commissioners would be on board with us buying another sign, just saying something like, please refrain from talking when commissioners' meetings are in session, or something along those lines.
And I think it was just a transition period where they thought that she
Yes,
was done.
it was.
And I think Susie was just trying to get it, so it was probably half. I mean, it was probably mostly our fault for just not.
Yeah, that instance was a misunderstanding, but there are multiple times where, like, somebody's waiting in the gallery for their update that's coming up next. There'll be a little bit of chit-chatting or something in the gallery, and then we can't hear anything that's being said at the table. Or you guys also, it drowns out.
Is the mic better?
It is better, but it does lose against the gallery.
Yeah, the gallery is a power. Yeah, you can hear everything back there.
Would you guys be okay with that? Or?
I don't know if a sign would really work.
What do you think, Rob?
I don't think a sign would work either, really. And it's hard because sometimes they're quiet, but I guess it's loud online.
Mm-hmm.
And like yesterday, when we did our LTAC meeting, it was just loud. That's why I didn't interrupt, because I'm like, I just assumed they're not gonna hear me talking. I was just kind of waiting. I don't know. Maybe we need to move that speaker like here. I don't
Yeah, I
understand
don't
why
even
it
know
picks
where
up
that
so
speaker
well
is.
over there.
Is it,
Like, do these
The
have,
dome in the back?
do these hear you, or are they just speakers?
That's just speakers. It's just that one right there.
Crazy.
It's supposed to have.
Is that dome in the back not a speaker?
I think it's Wi-Fi.
That's Wi-Fi.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know, but you can't hear like whispering. I don't know
You
how
can hear
it picks
everything.
everybody up. And it's just right here at this green light.
If you think it would be helpful, I would be fine with trying it.
The other option is just Barb and I,
Quiet
You just need to
email.
remind them
yes,
that
descending from the speakers in the ceiling. and
Yeah,
telling
I
them
mean,
to
that's honestly, because you're the one that's online listening, that's probably the best way.
Just trying to take minutes when there's multiple, like, I don't even know at the LTAC meeting how that was, but was, well, you were in the room,
yeah.
so you didn't even probably.
Yeah.
You have the multiple people. It's difficult. So we could descend like the voice of God and be that person.
Okay. That's all.
And then the ER&R invoicing discussion. We wanted to bring that back up to your attention while it was fresh on your mind. So last year, the board approved this process for the billing to go out with people who have vehicles. So the board approved this, but then I think it's just different for our office because we have 3 vehicles. So is it the board's intent that we're now paying for everyone else's usage of these vehicles? Because I would say 90% of the time, our office doesn't even use it. That Sprinter van, we don't even use it.
Yeah, we should put that van should actually be rolled into the assessor or the auditor's office, because that's basically the van we bought for elections.
It's them and Jim at the fairgrounds are the 2
Oh.
primary users of that van. It's like Jim
When
will,
You used it, yeah, too,
Yes.
from our office, so.
Yep.
But to be billed $10,000 when we only use it for our office.
Well, we could pull it out. The easiest way would probably be to pull it out of ER&R, but then we'd have to take care of our own. We bought new tires, but it would save us a chunk of change.
10,000's like service and tires for life.
the other option was just giving it back to
I
Public
thought it
Works.
was a year.
It is,
It's $10,000 a year,
Yeah.
from what I understand, yes.
so we're better off
Better off definitely to just pay those things and not have it in there.
pulling out of
And that's what
ER&R.
everybody's saying is the rate is so high. It's in everyone's best interest to not have their vehicles in it.
It was okay, but I think we have a shortfall. We have some equipment that needs to be,
Yeah, I think the equipment is probably what's. All the
And I
other
think
little
our-
vehicles are supplementing the sheriff's vehicles.
yes, the
and-
sheriff's vehicles, I think, are just getting more miles on them. They're getting turned over faster.
Well,
Accidents,
drive
so
them home to 2 hours away.
we probably should just pull them out of ER&R.
And the whole usage factor, so Michelle uses it 8 times a year. So she's now responsible for that portion, or give the car to her, the van to her. And then we have the mail car, which we are fully responsible for. And then the 619 that everyone dreads using, that we're gonna get.
Why don't we
next
just get
year.
rid of it? We should probably, well, how often do we,
I think we check it out to everyone because we're a central location. So that's why it's in our office. It's always been in our office since I've been here.
but
It's
we
just
could
a
probably take it
central
off. Well,
location.
we need to just, I thought we were getting a different car for that.
We were, that was the plan, was that car's turn for the upgrade. But like for the usage of the van and the 619, Public Works has been doing the billing for that. But, so that was something that Shiloh had said, is that she could bill the other departments and offices for use of the van and 619, and then our office would just be responsible for covering the rest. Or we could return the cars to Public Works and then they would just handle it themselves. And then our office would only be on the hook for paying for
Well, that's
the
probably what
mailroom
we should
van.
do.
I know you wanted to talk about that more later.
Yeah, well, I
but
think we just
wanted
need to talk about more of it in, without Public Works there, wait for Kevin, but we could talk, if we don't use the car very often, just let Public Works. Because I have used it for an exchange. I don't think we have an exchange, yeah, we do have adult delegation coming this fall, but
Last exchange, you borrowed a car from Public Works anyways. And I think the last time Barb went somewhere, we borrowed a car from Public Works.
Public Works, yeah, you're right.
but we can return to Public Works.
We just wanted you to know where we were coming from and that this was a decision by the board last year and we just needed to
But the
know.
mailroom, we probably need to pull that car out of. We'll be buying it 4 times over, 5 times, 3 times over. It's an older one anyway. I don't think we even get a new car for the mailroom.
That one's newer than 619.
What's
Oh,
the
yeah, an
replacement
older
for
one.
619?
You guys chose a Toyota RAV4 to be purchased in January of next year.
I feel like any car that doesn't go off-road needs to be like, you know, a Prius or a hybrid.
Well, we travel over the pass.
Yeah.
Where they take it, people take it to go over.
I feel like you can all-wheel drive Prius
You can?
or an all-wheel drive like my little truck, but it's just 40 miles per gallon, lower the fuel costs.
Well, I don't think we get the fuel savings when it comes back to us. We just,
I
Such a
know,
mile.
I'm just saying.
yeah, it is.
Like
More
all
discussion
the-
on that. Put it on the round table. We can talk about it with Kevin.
It'll be, I think, on Public Works agenda for next week.
That's fine.
Do you want to end a work session also?
Well, yeah, I think we need to talk
Yeah,
about it.
we need to
and-
we need to review it, even with Public Works, we need to have them review R&R too a little bit. To see if it's set up.
Well, there was a
Makes
shortfall
sense.
and that's what we're trying to clean up. They're not, but we also bought some heavy duty equipment that was very expensive that drained the account.
And then Andy did inform me that after the ER&R rates were approved, Public Works had invited department heads to come and speak with them about the new rate changes. And Kirk had been selected at that time as the office supervisor to handle that. And Andy did tell me that he did not have any meetings with Kirk. As far as he's aware of, Kirk did not speak with Public Works about this. So that is why we did not have that communication to the rest of the office staff.
Okay.
So roundtable next week and Public Works next week on both of those agendas?
Well,
I don't know if we'll
commissioner
have an
work
answer.
session.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just so we can talk with Kevin and figure out what we want to do.
That was all for us.
Okay. Consent agenda items, or is there anything we want to discuss before doing them? Do we want to discuss the renew? Do we want to hold it 1 week? Do we want to try to make modifications and hold it 1 week?
I think I would like to wait for Kevin.
I don't like the 10-year.
No, but we
I
can
like
shorten
it as a
maybe. It's
building
still
owner.
on. Still on.
No.
Okay, I would like to wait for Kevin.
You add that one to a work session topic?
A renew lease?
Yeah. and then you're on our-
You want it at the 1:45 work session next Monday?
Yeah, that's fine. Ooh.
This probably is going.
Maybe.
Just do it right next to the microphone. And then crunch down real loud.
else for roundtable?
Nope.
All right. Then I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the consent agenda items 1 through 12, holding 11 for a week. Further discussion with the board.
I'll second. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes to approve consent agenda as stated by Commissioner Carter. Do we have any walk-on items?
No.
That's good. All right, then we just have a hearing at 3, and then, what is that, 3:15 meeting?
Kirk Pearson, he's the new, big fancy title, Washington State Director of the USDA Office of Rural Development Introduction. He wanted to meet with the commissioners.
A whole hour.
Yes, that is what was requested.
Dang.
Leave early Monday, stay late Tuesday.
I was on that call till almost 4 on Monday.
Really?
3:27.
Almost 4.
With all the other members who are present?
Yep. I had plans, Barb, I told you. I hosted the meeting from a distance. I had a meeting at 3 p.m. anyways.
You just double down. I was actually on 2 meetings, WebEx and something else, and they're asking me, I'm like, spending time actually, trying to wrap one up and. So happy with my shortest time.
I was just there Sunday. People had complaints, they wanted me to come. So I went, and the person's like, people told me I'm gonna get asphalt, blah, 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 and I'm like,
Did they originally have?
no. I was like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's gonna happen. Because I thought if you don't have it or you don't have it near it,
Let's go back
it's just gonna be gravel.
Does this go back to the auditor, or do they just pull it from Laserfish?
Yes,
Do they
we
need the
give
original?
them the originals
Okay.
back.
Struggling.
Just gotta hold your breath for as long as you can. You'll get an adrenaline rush. Yes. If you hold your breath long enough.
There's county employees that fall asleep during meetings. I think you're okay.
Yeah. Always wait.
Good. Make sure I did initial. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but some people like the video off because I'm screwing out.
There's also like.
Wasn't one of them Julie?
I don't know, Daryl, I don't know if Peter was talking one time, and I was just like, everything I had to do.
The other thing is if you hold 1 foot up off the ground.
I'll get back to that soon.
Yeah, it's hard.
You pull 11.
You have 11.
I guess if you do it,
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now.
Concentrating on keeping your foot up. These are all the things I learned when I was in college and falling asleep during my classes.
A little tapping, not even a lot, just a little tapping.
Well, if you go get 1 yucky espresso shot from McDonald's, Not only will he get,
What will you get?
24 days. A yucky espresso
yes,
shot.
because it's not great espresso, but you know what? You're holding that. But you know what? Not only, I couldn't tell you, but there's enough caffeine and enough gross flavor that you'll be awake.
Till 4 o'clock in the morning, the following day.
Yeah, probably.
I don't believe that.
It's not good. Just all by itself, real bitter. There you go.
I'm gonna trust you on that.
Okay, it is 2:20 and we will adjourn our weekly commission consent agenda meeting. We'll be back at 3 p.m. for an open record public hearing. Good afternoon, it is 3 p.m. We are going to continue. Oh, never mind. She's on. I'm the promoter. And I'll start over. I was just going into recess. Okay. Make sure I got all my stuff right. Okay, good afternoon. It is Tuesday, July 8th, 3:01 p.m. and we are here for an open record public hearing for consideration of an ordinance relating to dangerous dogs in our amendment to Chapter 9.07 of the Grant County Code regarding potentially dangerous dogs and dangerous dogs. To brief us on this, we have Prosecuting Attorney's Office, Barbara Dorbeck.
Thank you. These are proposed changes to Chapter 907 of the Dangerous Dog and Potentially Dangerous Dog Code. The changes are to further clarify the board's intent. We were having some issues with interpretation, so we clarified with the board what its intent was. And those changes seek only to implement that intent and to add in changes as to the board's intent regarding officer discretion. Thank you.
All right, any questions for Barbara or the Sheriff's Office on this? Cindy?
I have no questions.
Any comments for you, Sheriff's Office?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, then I will open up the public comment portion of this hearing. We have one caller online today.
Okay, online caller, we have Lisa Benedetti. I'm going to allow you to speak so you can unmute yourself. Do you have public comment, Lisa Benedetti?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Having no more public or citizen in the room or online, I'll entertain a motion to close the public comment portion of this hearing.
So moved.
I'll second. There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes to close the public comment portion of this hearing.
Mr. Chair, I move that we update the ordinance in Chapter 907 of the Grant County Code regarding potentially dangerous dogs and dangerous dogs.
I'll second. Motion has a second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes to adopt the ordinance relating to the amendment of Chapter 9.07 of Grant County Code as stated by Commissioner Carter. Thank you. This concludes our public hearing. And we will be back online at 3:15 for Washington State Director of the United States Department of Agriculture Office and Rural Development introduction with Kirk Pearson. Good afternoon, it's 3:17 p.m. We're back in session with Kirk Pearson, Washington State Director of the United States Department of Agriculture Office of Rural Development introduction. Dang, that's a long title.
Yeah, it is.
What's it summarize as?
Yeah.
Director of Rural Development? Well, welcome.
Thank you. No, it's indeed a pleasure to be here, and let you know just a few things on why I'm here and a little bit about me and what we're doing in rural development. And I gave you a packet, and if you want to pull out this portion here, and I'm just going to highlight a few areas within this, but a little bit about myself. I'm
Wait, it's the book?
Yeah,
Is this what you were
yeah,
to pull
that
out?
book
Okay.
there, and then, and we'll go through a few of the programs, not everyone, because we have about 80 programs, but a little bit about myself. I served in the state legislature for 17 years, and I represented Snohomish and Skagit County and in the House and Senate, and indeed an honor. And I was looking back on your wall, and actually I served with Gary Chandler in the House my first
Okay.
couple of years. So I guess I date back a while, but I served and I resigned my position in the Senate in 2017. And during President Trump's first administration, and I was appointed State Director of Rural Development. And then recently I was reappointed and was very honored. And I wanted to get over here much sooner and meet with all of you at the time, but something called COVID took place, and I couldn't make it. But I'm here now, and I'm here because I want to let you know what we're doing, and possibly we can help. And we have been doing things in your county here too. And if you look at rural development, you mentioned John Weiss, who you know. John's also with USDA, and he has a different agency within USDA, the Farm Service Agency, and John does a great job there. And I'm looking forward. He and I are going to be doing projects together in the near future. But I'm part of rural development. We're a smaller agency, but like John's, we have state directors and we have offices. I haven't. Closest to you is in Wenatchee. I have an office in Spokane, Yakima, Mount Vernon, and Olympia, which is our state office, my headquarters. But it's a look at rural development. We're kind of like a three-legged stool. We have three major program areas, and one is rural housing service, the other rural utility service, and the rural business center, rural business programs. And each of the programs, they have an administrator above me, but in the state, I have three different directors that work under me. And in your packet, I put the cards of each of the directors, and they want me to tell you all, you're welcome to call any of them anytime if you take a look. But I just wanted to touch on some of our programs and late afternoon, but it's starting to feel good in here. They got the air conditioning put back on, but I wanted to start with their single-family housing programs. And it's open for, country towns and cities with populations under 20,000. And we have two different programs. We have the direct loan, and then we have the guaranteed. Direct, we are the major bank for people that are low income, for very low income rural residents. And to qualify, household income must be below 80% of the area median income. And then we also have the guaranteed loan, where we work with your banks and in Grant County, a guaranteed loan or a direct loan would be typically under $70,000 with a household of 1 to 4. We also have the guaranteed loan I brought up, and for moderate income rural households that can't afford a mortgage and may not qualify for conventional financing, the income must be below 115% of the area median income. And it sounds like a wonderful deal. And I will say, among our state, we are and as you know, probably imagine housing prices are the same over here as they are on the west side. But we are probably one of the busiest, probably our busiest programs in rural development with our staff and everything, trying to get obligation. If other states, each state, they get a certain amount of money, we've always hit our max. And if the states are pulling because other states are not really working that program hard, we typically get more funding for those homes. Another really good program, and this is for low-income seniors, is our Section 504 Home Repair Program. And these are for, again, the thresholds, populations of 20,000 or less, but we're helping lower income homeowners to repair or improve or modernize their home. And as seniors, I'm picking on myself, but you get older, your house, you've had your home for a long time, and there are repair needs, and on a fixed income, it's pretty tough. And so that's a great program, a grant. I think it's up to $15,000 now, but there's also a 1% interest loan of up to $40,000. So it's a very popular program, and you'll see that in the book. And the loan programs, direct home loans are subsidized and payments can be adjusted on income. We also have a multifamily housing program and rental assistance program, and we have the Section 515 multifamily housing that provides low interest loans to build and preserve rental housing in towns with populations under 35,000. And in Grant County, we have properties that we have like 11 family housing family projects and that are still in place, 5 for elderly and 2 farm labor housing.
Are they in the Quincy, George area?
Yeah. Let's see, Grant County, we have 5 in Central Washington, and yes, I believe you're right. So you're aware of that one. So that's our other program, our multifamily housing program. We haven't had any new projects in since I have been back or even previously, but we still have those properties across the state of Washington. Our community facilities and direct loan. I met the sheriff here, and just an example of our community facilities project, I think what comes to mind is it provides funding through loan to build, improve, and equip essential public services in rural areas, which are hospitals, fire stations, clinics, libraries, food banks, schools, and community centers. And they're low interest loans with long term. And a good example is right now we are a part of the Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake. They're taking a big loan, a guaranteed loan, and one of the bigger ones in the country with that project. And I don't have the complete numbers, but I'm happy to see that being built because it was started, I think, about the time I left rural development, and things didn't look too rough. But we have helped communities with fire trucks, and as you know, they're very expensive, and also. Imagine I told the sheriff when I saw him here in 2018, the city of Salt Lake got a police car from rural development. Part was a little bit of grant, but a loan too. So it's good and helpful for rural communities that are struggling that can use a program like that. We also have an electrical infrastructure loan, and those are the way rural development is set up. We have what's called general field representatives. They do not work under me, but they work with under our rural utility service and rural development. But there are dollars to build and modernize electric infrastructure. It includes transmission lines and substations. And an example locally within the area, more Benton Rural Electric Association. They did receive a $4.9 million investment to conduct 411 to benefit 411 consumers and build 20 miles of fiber wire in Prosser. We also have broadband programs, and those are very popular. And President Trump has been talking about broadband. which is exciting, even the secretary to get out to underserved areas, rural areas. And with that, with the broadband, there's two other programs that go under it. It's distance learning telemedicine. That is a grant program and a little bit of loan, but WSU and UW, they have been recipients of that in the past. And a good example of broadband too is northwest of us, up in Okanagan County. They received a $30 million investment to deploy a fiber to the premises network to provide high-speed internet to benefit 1,157 people and 21 businesses. So we have those programs, and if you're interested and let me know, and I can connect you with, again, we have a general field representative that works on projects like that. And we have water and waste disposable loans and grants for community programs, and they're used to fund the construction improvement of drinking water systems, wastewater treatment facilities, and stormwater infrastructure. And example, locally in 2018, when I was there, Soap Lake, they received a 1.5 million grant and a 3.8 million loan through USDA's water and waste disposal program. That was a local example. The third part of the stool that I mentioned are business and loan guarantee programs. And these are rural areas of populations of 50,000 or fewer. And B&I programs are very popular. They're investment economies by helping private lenders finance local businesses in rural areas. And a good example is that was in 2019, rural development. We provided $692,000 for a B&I loan for a hotel and an RV park in Royal City near Quincy. And the total project was $809,000. And it was to help retain 3 jobs and help the community. We also have our Rural Energy for America program, REAP, and that's for populations of 50,000 or less. And example of that, it provides grants and loan guarantees to farmers and rural small businesses for renewable energy systems and energy efficiency improvements and helping like HVAC system installation upgrades and irrigation controls. And it also helps rural business with lower energy costs. And an example is Fairchild Cinemas. It's an existing movie theater located in Grant County. They received a grant in the past of $312,000 for the purchase and installation of such grants. And final note. Oh, yes.
And I saw that one. So how did that apply for it? Because it's not really, it's a movie theater. It's just something that needed to be done.
They were a rural business, and that's how they applied for it. But I get.
Which theater?
Fairchild.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So you familiar? Well, of course you're familiar.
Yeah,
That's
I think a bunch of
district.
investors own that one.
Yeah. But they did receive that through us.
I went.
Couple investors.
I could get that information.
Couple multi-millionaires.
No, that's fine. I was really surprised. Like, I would think that, anyway, they
In the
knew.
maybe 30s range.
Good to know.
No,
I can find that out.
it
for you.
definitely raised my eyebrows. No, that's totally fine.
No, if
I was
you'd
just
like to.
curious how that one.
I just asked
Yeah,
my
no.
directors, give me some examples.
No, that
County
was,
here.
came through like last year.
But, all in all, and you've seen a lot of these other programs, and recently Congress passed the President's Big Beautiful Bill, and where our funding starts, our funding cycle ends September 30th. So looking to see, I'm excited to see our funding levels for the upcoming year. But one of the biggest reasons I wanted to come here too is I'm doing county assessments and to see what your needs are, and if it's from law enforcement to water or wastewater, anything like that, I want to know because I am taking down what the real needs are in your county. And actually, I'm reporting back to my leadership, the Deputy Undersecretary's office in Washington, D.C., to let them know what's going on in rural Washington. And so I'm a believer in promoting rural America. And I guess I grew up, my hometown was, growing up was less than 2,000, and now it's like 25,000 or more. And traffic's terrible too. But I'm here to find out what the needs are, and you have my contact information, and anytime you want to talk and something comes to mind, please get a hold of me.
Durigold reach out to you about
No,
some grants?
they
Oh,
didn't.
you just happen to have.
No,
the number.
I just was driving around
Uh-huh.
Franklin County and
No,
drove
it's
by. I said,
huge.
what's that building? And they said, that's a Durigold plant. So that's what I knew about that.
Mhm.
I saw,
I
drove by.
would say, kind of like in my district, it would be, well, besides the movie theater.
Now you
I
got
think
me
we have
curious.
like a housing shortage I think it's for families, but I definitely know like the ag workforce that is here when we're picking cherries, apples. We just don't have the ability to house. They're living in cars, wherever. Stacked up down in the Mattawa area, a single wide can easily hold 12 to 15 people. There, Mattawa, yeah.
I was just through there 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So what is what's the average cost of a home, let's say here in Ephrata?
Probably 300.
For a starter home.
To 300.
But I would think even we have, and I'm not like a proponent of trailer parks, but we have some trailer parks and some of them are popping up, but they're not always legal. The trailer parks, there's a lot of there is an awful lot of camp trailers throughout the county. But even just some smaller apartments or seasonal. But most families can't afford a $300,000 house, so they're gonna rent or they're gonna move in with. We have a lot of people doubled up. I would say housing is probably the biggest problem that we have, lack of.
Good to know. So are there, I guess, housing developments proposed around the county?
There are, but there's not affordable housing developments proposed.
Well, I'm gonna get you to, we do a publication, and I'm gonna put you on the email list of, it's called Rural Developments, and it's an innovation. It's from our we have actually an innovation center in DC, but it mentions the grant opportunities, not only from our agency, but they pull them from everybody, from all the federal government agencies. I'll send them to you, and if you see something that, not just through Department of Agriculture, but you might see something through Department, I don't know, Interior or HUD or that you can apply for. And, but just, because I know you're the commissioner, you're very busy keeping up with everything, and with a lot of smaller counties, you don't have a lot of grant writers or.
Well,
is that
it
your
looks
job?
like there's technical support for a grant writer. And
Yeah.
would that be something the county could utilize? Public and private nonprofit organizations, off-farm labor housing technical assistance grants. Would that be something we could get a grant?
Let me double check that, because some of these programs, make sure they're funded and everything. But if you can mark those and get that to me, email that to me, I get a good answer for you.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be my question, because we don't have grant writers here, but
Oh, you don't?
not in the, well, no. I think each department, maybe the sheriff's office, they have somebody that would
Someone that
specialize in
would.
grant.
Okay.
We have somebody that applies for grants, but we don't do grant writing. We don't usually the grants coming through Commerce, CHG, some of those that we.
One thing I'm working on too, and actually with John Weiss, something I started and then it got upended with COVID, and I was gonna do it in different areas of the state, but we started actually down in Dayton, and we did what's called a funding forum, and I had my partners, HUD and SBA, GSA, and U.S. Department of Commerce, Economic Development Administration with me. We talked about opportunities, funding opportunities within our agencies. Because if we don't have something, maybe John might, but we're putting that together, and I will report back to all of you about how that's going and when we will have our first one. So those are great opportunities to find, if you find opportunities out there publicly.
There's a lot of grants out here, grant opportunities.
So I left a packet for Mr. Burgess, and I will follow up, send me what sticks out, and I'll follow up with all of you.
Okay.
And also the status of when I'm looking at the fall to put together a big federal partner event somewhere here in Eastern Washington.
People that are right here in the book, so I can.
All right.
So I can look into it. Well, thank you.
Well,
Yeah,
thank
thanks
you.
for coming.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll definitely have more questions as I kind of pour through this.
Yeah, please do, and get back to me. I do have a request, and this is for my public information officer. He asked if I could do a picture with you both so we could send it back to our bosses in DC regarding Kirk's travels around rural America.
Yeah, because we're looking really fresh and ready to go.
Barb, you can take a picture.
Thank you.
Will we get 2 pictures this week?
That's right, one with your paw friend,
Geez.
Paw Patrol.
Yesterday.
When was the last time we got
Is that a dangerous dog?
between the flags?
Yeah, but it looks pretty, okay.
We need a good picture spot.
Real professional.
Can you throw that
It
together?
looks good. We can't see the stuff from back here, so if I,
But doesn't it just,
Really?
looking in the back, there's no,
we could do it.
we could probably stand in front of the flag. Right here, we'll go right here.
Do you have a-
Okay, not quite so.
Here, we'll do it this way. Okay. Ready, set, go, 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 go. Okay, there you go. You're very welcome.
Oh, I guess we could have looked in the mirror, we would have known how bad we were. I mean, not the mirror and the.
We looked
We
fantastic.
look like we need some chocolate. Anyway, it's good to meet you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be, here it is, yeah. Definitely.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have anything else for today, Barb?
No, sir.
We will recess today at 3:41 p.m.